The heart of your teams, the heart of Michigan. Bally Sports Detroit, the heart of the fan.
Ford Field shining bright like a diamond in late November in downtown Detroit. This is the final game of the MHSAA football season, and we've saved a good one for last. The Muskegon Big Reds are back. 5th time they've been here since 2016. And guess who's also back? The mighty Crusaders of Detroit King, the defending champs, playing Dante Moore's final ever high school football game. Last year, King won a classic in the D3 final against DeWitt, a goal line stand for the ages to add another state championship trophy to the mantle. They have had 2 losing seasons since 1980, and they go for another state championship tonight. King has made the trip from down the road, taking on Muskegon, who's from all the way across the state. High school football on Bally Sports Detroit, proudly presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This has the potential to be one of those football games that we talk about for a long, long time. Alongside Grant Perry and the rest of our great Bally Sports crew, Evan Stockton with you. Grant, for all those folks who have been flipping around the college games today and they found us on a Saturday night, first, thanks for joining us. 2, they're probably going to recognize these 2 schools because Detroit King and Muskegon are here all the time.
Absolutely. They're no stranger to the finals. Both these teams have a rich tradition of winning, and they're looking forward to taking the next step tonight. Both are led by 2 really good quarterbacks and explosive playmakers on the outsides. Both play really aggressive defense, and it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about those quarterbacks. We'll start with a man who you'll be watching on Saturdays starting next year. Aside from a man with the last name of Manning, there's not a finer high school quarterback in America. Dante Moore for Detroit King. He has started every single game in his high school career. He has thrown the most touchdown passes of any high school player in the history of Michigan. Grant, we're in for a treat tonight.
Yeah, we are. And Dante, he's just a really good player all around. He does the good things correct. He's accurate. He's on time. His footwork, is really good. He's got a lot of playmakers that help him out as well. And Sterling Anderson is going to be a guy that he's going to be looking to out of the backfield and also when he gets to hand the ball off.
You know what's so remarkable about Detroit King this year? They lost darn near the entire starting offensive line from last year. They lost their top 4 wide receivers. They lost their starting running back. Dante Moore apparently didn't need any of those men because this year their offense is outstanding once again. On the other side for Muskegon, you probably know that fun offense that the Big Reds always run. 3 guys competed for the starting job at QB during training camp. Mackay Guy won the job. Took him a while to get acclimated, Grant, but this guy is rolling right now.
He is, and he's their facilitator. He's also a starting point guard on the basketball team, and that's kind of what it takes, right? You're going to have to facilitate the ball. It's a lot of run, read option, veer, so it's going to be putting King on their toes defensively. Looking forward to a really good matchup today, and Mackay Guy is going to be their facilitator today.
You're seeing him dash through the snow for touchdowns against DeWitt last week. He accounted for 7. He ran for 6, threw for 1. He's got a lot of weapons. He's got a lot of good running backs and wide receivers, but Mackay Guy is going to trigger this offense all night long. Final game of the MHSAA football season, and I think we saved the best for last. Mighty Muskegon against Dante Moore and Detroit King in a game that has got all the elements to be a classic. It starts from Ford Field, next on Bally Sports Detroit. Back inside Ford Field for the final game of the MHSAA football season. The Division III final between King and Muskegon has got the chance to be a classic. It's the last game of the 2022 MHSAA football season, and we may have saved the best for last. 2 perennial powerhouses from different sides of the state. The Muskegon Big Reds, coming off a huge semifinal win over DeWitt in a winter wonderland. And the Crusaders of Detroit Martin Luther King, the defending Division III champs, after a goal line stand for the ages last season.
Did he get to the goal line? No! Martin Luther King with a defensive...
King is led by one of the most highly recruited quarterbacks in America. 5-star Dante Moore looks to lead the Crusaders to a repeat performance in his final ever high school game. But the West Siders from Muskegon have something to say about that. Back in 2018, these two teams squared off with King coming out on top. What do we have in store tonight for the rematch? We may have just saved the best for last on Thanksgiving weekend. It's the Division III final. King and Muskegon next. This is what you build toward from the heat of August until usually the cold of November, but it is outstanding out there today. If there wasn't so much good football going on, I would have tried to find an open golf course. There's Tyrone Spencer, 7th-year head coach for Detroit King. He is only the 3rd coach that they have had since 1974. The tradition here is outstanding, Grant. This program has 2 losing seasons since 1980, and Ty Spencer understands the pressure that you have coaching this program year after year.
Absolutely. He goes through battles every year. You know, his biggest opponent year in and year out is Cass Tech. They beat him early on, lost to them in the PSL championship, but they found a way to maneuver themselves back here to the state finals to face none other than Muskegon, someone they're also very familiar with. So it's going to be a great one. Excited to be on the call with you, Evan. Can't wait.
Yeah, Shane Fairfield, Grant, knows the challenge in front of him. This man has been here a lot. These Muskegon Big Reds are not going to be intimidated by the atmosphere and the opponent that's staring them right in the face. Muskegon back to Ford Field again. 13th trip all time, 8th time since 2012. King here again. 6th time in the last 8 years and going for back-to-back. Adrian Ramos Velasquez, the man going to kick it deep for Muskegon in the familiar maroon. King in the familiar white, gold, and black. Jameel Croft back deep. Off we go in the D3 final. Off fields near the 5. The future Kansas Jayhawk with room right side. Croft has got room. Jameel Croft has got the speed. You can kiss him goodbye. What a start for King. How about 95 to the barn on play number 1 of the night?
What a way to start the game. They kick it off to the right corner of the field. Jameel Croft catches it, takes it to the opposite field, does the rest of the work. Great start. That's something that you can only dream of, how to start a state championship. What a start there for MLK.
Believe it or not, Jameel Croft has now 4 return touchdowns this season. 2 kick return touchdowns and 2 punt return touchdowns. You'd think they would have learned not to kick it to him by now.
Man, got to watch the film.
So multi-year kicker Terrence Moore on to try to tack on the extra point. And it's good. This is a lightning bolt to the house for Jameel Croft, play number 1 of the night. Watch this again. Is that great blocking, Grant? Is that pure speed?
You know, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's the speed and the athleticism of Jameel Croft, but I also think it's the lane pursuit from Muskegon. They kind of got out of their lanes. The kick was a little bit to the right. They all kind of tried to corner him down there, and he took it to the opposite field and did the rest of the work there.
Somewhere, Kansas Jayhawk football fans smile. They are getting an outstanding athlete. Croft was primarily a defensive back for King the last couple of years. They moved him back to wide receiver because they lost the entire receiving corps from last year. And play number 1 of the night, 95 yards, touchdown, no problem.
No problem. Jameel Croft is a guy that knows how to find the end zone. He's sitting on the night. You said 4 touchdowns on special teams. Well, how about 5 on defense? He knows how to find that end zone, and he's one of their best athletes.
Oh, by the way, he also has 9 receiving touchdowns this year. Whew. Do the math with us, that's 18 total touchdowns. So, what does Muskegon have for a counterpunch? Moore kicking it away for the Crusaders. This kick will be fielded near the 10. And Muskegon coming up the middle. Solid return themselves. It doesn't reach the 30, though. It's Deshaun Wallace-Oaks on the return. Here he comes, the 5'9" junior Mackay guy who accounted for 7 touchdowns in that Winter Wonderland win over DeWitt last week. 6 rushing, 1 passing. What do you think the attack plan is for him and that whole offense tonight?
You know, I think coaches are going to come to the game not trying to put too much on his plate, but the case may be he may have to carry the load. He's a quarterback that can run, he can throw, he's fast, he's elusive. He's the kind of guy that can do it all.
The expected bell count tonight for Muskegon is Jacob Price, number 20. He's the guy who will join Guy in the gun here. First play of the game, Guy keeps, and that was read right from the snap. Corey Webb, the hit, and the loss on the play of about a half a yard. So the offense for Muskegon, as Grant was alluding to in the open, that familiar veer offense, they will run it a bunch behind an offensive line that is huge. Here's your weights from left to right. 285, 300, 265, 315, 245. If Muskegon's going to win this game, Grant, that offensive line has got to do a job up there.
Absolutely. And just talking to the coaches this week, they made an emphasis. They said one of the struggles or the challenges they see this week is the King defensive line, you know, the height on the D line. So let's see how they attack them today, and first play wasn't what they wanted.
Stretch run right. This is Destin Piggy. Got across the 30. And then King came to get him. Tim Ruffin the first hit. That defense will set up about a 3rd down and 6 coming up here. The King defense sometimes takes a back seat to the outstanding offense they have, but these guys are no slouch themselves. Giving up just about 16 points per game, 4 shutouts this year. You see the 11 on the screen, but they'll cycle through a bunch of names. That's just their standard operating procedure. Cycle guys through and let them get the job done. 3rd down give. This is Price. And he's not going to get the first down. Tackled at the 36. Kenny Merriweather on the tackle.
If you've seen early on, Evan, they've been running, looks like a 3 safety high look. That's just kind of to counter what Muskegon's offensive game plan is, right? They don't know who's going to have the ball. They're an option, a veer team. So they're putting 3 guys back there and just kind of play safe and secure the edges.
Do you dare kick it to Croft again? Velasquez, the punter, late on the field. Play clock is already at 5 here. Punt nearly got blocked. It's angled right, takes a long roll. Croft lets it roll, and Dante Moore is going to have about 77 yards to go for a touchdown on his first drive of the night. You know, Grant, what's so interesting getting ready for a game like this is I feel like most people watching this game know who he is. 5-star, committed to Oregon. The only other guy ahead of him on the recruiting rankings is Arch Manning. This man is outstanding. But what do you think people need to know about Dante Moore that they can't find out by reading a bunch of articles or reading Twitter?
Yeah, if you've ever had the opportunity to meet Dante, he's a very humble kid, right? You wouldn't think that he was some 5-star quarterback going to Oregon. Good head on his shoulders, really good leader, and he's really, really part of the reason why they have had so much success throughout his tenure.
He's a guy who had chances to go to IMG or one of those outstanding prep academies, but he said no. I'm from Detroit, I go to Detroit King, and if I ever make it to the NFL someday, I want that to be on my mantle. First throw of the night, completion, caught. A lot of room, Detroit King, and a tackle had to be made. Jacoby Oglesby got loose. An outstanding tackle, or he may be to the house. Gain of 30 on the first play of the night offensively.
They're starting Dante early here. They're just going to run a little sit route here. They're running zone coverage, Muskegon is, and then Jacoby Oglesby does the rest of the work, right? Just sit down in the hole like he just did. Catches the ball and turns it around. Check this out. Look at him just collecting his thoughts, collecting his mind, and just resetting himself here. Just one deep breath, and the game is started for him.
Quick throw in the hands of Sterling Anderson. He was tackled impressively in the open field. Good job by Kingston Blackman. I'm really glad, Grant, we got a shot of Dante taking a deep breath. He trains with Devin Gardner. He's been doing that since he was a little kid. And Devin taught him to take a deep breath and clear the mechanism. That's what he just did.
And the quarterback position is a lot, a lot of physicality is involved, right? You got to have a good arm. You got to make the right throws. But a lot of people forget you got to have a clear mind, right? You got to know your thought, know your reads, and just kind of collect yourself. And that's what he just did there in that first play.
New back in the game for King, 25, the freshman Joshua Rogers joining Moore. Fake it to him. Dante rolling right. Looking downfield, pumping and running. Julian Neely escorted him out of bounds. And this will set up a third down coming for Detroit King. We can talk about Dante Moore all we want, but something you must focus on in this game tonight. Offensive line is a question mark for King. That left tackle, Deshaun Wheeler, is a freshman who turned 14 a couple of weeks ago. Coaching staff loves what he's done, but frankly, Grant, Jonathan Slack, who's going to Michigan State, should be playing in his place. A 14-year-old starting in the state title game. Good luck, my friend.
Man, that just goes to show how important he is and how advanced he is. A 14-year-old starting. Good for him.
Moore's got the time on third down. He's tucking and running and getting the first down. Stepped up right in the pocket. Rankin made the tackle, but not before Dante Moore moved the chains.
Good job by Dante here. He's going to drop back. Nothing's there, so he just makes it happen on his own. One thing we heard from coaches this week was that they want to see Dante a little bit more involved in the run game this week. And I know that wasn't a run, but once you cross that line of scrimmage, you're running. So good by him and good decision there, way to pick up the third down.
Yeah, Dante's got the wheels. He ran it 50 times on the season before tonight, and he has scored 5 touchdowns on the ground. Run left side, Anderson. Cutting it up with room. Sterling Anderson, first down. Rankin made the tackle again. Number 3, Sterling Anderson was amazing last week. He scored 6 total touchdowns, and that is going to be a problem for this Muskegon defense. It's a defense that has been getting better and better every week. There's only 5 senior starters, Grant, on this defense, which, as we know, is rare in high school football, but these guys are making it work week after week.
They are. There's a reason they're here. Something's working right for them.
Moore throws. Room right side. First down, King. This will set up first and goal. Kevon Matthews inside the 10. Check it. That's Damon Stennis, number 17. Damon had a 46-yard touchdown last week. Dante is spreading it around the yard so far in this game, isn't he?
He is. He is. And that was a little RPO there, right? He could have handed it off, but he didn't. The read wasn't there, so he rolled out, threw it late to the outside. Good read. Just the way he threw the ball, the way he flicked it out there. Kid's special.
First down goal. Moore running right. He's in untouched. There is a flag. For now, it's a touchdown, but we got to check the flag. And based on the reaction by one of the linemen for King, I think it's coming back. Ron Blevins has the call.
I have holding on King, 51, White. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
It's Ezekiel Bradley Lewis, who just took a touchdown off the board.
Tough call there, but like we just said, right, King's going to get the run game going from the QB position. That's just a little QB power with the lead block. Good play. Unfortunately, it was a hold coming back. Wouldn't be surprised if Dante decides to throw one here.
Still got first and goal, but now you're outside the 10, right around the 13-yard line here. Moore, throw it, pass, caught. It's Croft again, touchdown number 2. These Crusaders are a well-oiled machine.
Here we go. Jameel Croft, the guy that we've been calling his name all night, and we're going to keep calling it here. They're just going to run a little tunnel screen here. Good block here by 51. 52's coming to help, but Jameel Croft does the rest of the work. Like we said earlier, kid's got a nose for the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the last time he finds it tonight.
Terrence Moore up and good, and Detroit King, not even halfway into the first quarter, is making a statement. Croft and Moore in the final high school games they'll ever play, trying to leave a legacy. What a start. Croft, touchdown number 2 already. King rolling. Rock chalk, I suppose. Future Kansas Jayhawk Jameel Croft has a couple of touchdowns already in this game for the mighty King Crusaders, hoping to win their 6th state championship tonight. Once upon a time, the Iceman was playing hoops for Detroit King, but this high school is known for football, Grant. It's really remarkable when you dive into the numbers how consistently good this high school is at football. They have 2 losing seasons since 1980. That's staggering.
They have a culture over there that is just obsessed with winning, and they do a fantastic job of it. Ever since I can remember, you know, I grew up playing against King. I played against Dennis Norfleet, and I wasn't in his grade, excuse me, but watching him play, it was just fantastic. And they always have had good teams and good coaching, just really good on King, and they have a good culture over there, and they're doing a fantastic job.
Was Dennis Norfleet the one who would do backflips before kickoffs?
Backflips, cartwheels, you name it. He could move. He was a shifty guy, and he was fun to watch.
Right now, Muskegon is hoping for a little pixie dust. Destin Piggy, the man back deep. He does have a couple of return touchdowns this year, so keep an eye on it. Moore kicks it away, angling it away from Piggy. Muskegon gets a little room. Big Reds across the 35-yard line. That's C.J. Ivy III. A good return and a little light for the Big Reds here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good return right there. They want to be able to have good field position here for these drives. First drive didn't go very well for them. You know, they punted. Let's see if they can find the formula here, find what works. You know, sometimes it takes a drive or two to, you know, figure out what the defense is running. So Muskegon here with attempt number 2, drive number 2. Let's see what they go with.
They did not try a pass on drive number 1. They did get it to about 4th and 2, but elected to punt. Price remaining the back with Guy. Mackay Guy on the run. He's got a lot of room. Look at this man accelerate. Mackay Guy, goodbye. Well, last week he ran for 340 and 6 touchdowns. How about 60 to the house? Blink your eyes, and all of a sudden Muskegon's back in the ballgame. Ramos Velasquez on to try to tack on the extra point. Mackay Guy has just breathed life back into that football team. This is a 14-7 ball game.
Here we go. I want you to pay attention to 33, Stephen McCrary right here. Let it roll. They're just going to be running a little Q power here, but he over pursuits. He hits the wrong gap, and Mackay Guy makes him pay, and he does the rest of the work. Look, good long run. That's what Muskegon's going to need, right? King has had these big plays early on. Muskegon says, hey, we can do the same too.
That's that big offensive line we were talking about, right? You make one mistake, you get the rest of the guys fit up, and well, that happens.
Yeah, it does, and that's one of the things, right? You got to be sound and technical when you play these teams that have quarterbacks that can run, right? They run the read option, they run the veer, they run the triple option, speed option. You got to have your guys all on their keys there, and unfortunately the middle linebacker, Stephen McCrary, just kind of over pursued, and it cost them there. So let's see if they adjust here on their next defensive drive.
So Mackay Guy, it doesn't quite return serve because Detroit King is still in front, but he goes 60 yards to the barn, and now Dante Moore saying, all right, I see ya, now it's my turn. Ramos Velasquez will kick and punt and do a little bit of it all tonight for Muskegon. He kicks this one away. They are not kicking to Croft this time. Oglesby on the return. Jacoby Oglesby with a flag behind the play, tackled shy of the 35. Ron Blevins crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. Here's your call.
Holding. King, number 50. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
So here comes Dante Moore. Back out of the field, already one passing touchdown tonight. Mr. Grant Perry, let's get your Perry's plan tonight for the Crusaders. What do you think?
Start fast, play ahead. Offensively, they've already started to do that, right? Get Muskegon out of their comfort zone. They want to run the ball over and over and over again. Make them have to throw the ball today. Defensively, they got to read their keys. That last drive, they missed it. They filled the wrong gap. You got to stay assignment sound when you play a good team like this in Muskegon.
Moore, the pump, sets up a screen. Anderson, the catch. Good gain on 1st down as Wallace Oakes, number 22, makes the tackle. Grant, that's one of those plays that when you have an experienced quarterback you can run, you got moving parts all over the place, and Dante's just cool and calm out there.
Yeah, absolutely here. So you're going to see Sterling Anderson. He's going to be doing a little cross screen, right? Those are really hard because the defensive linebackers, you're going to see him on the left side, but then he's on the right side catching the ball, and Dante Moore fakes left and then comes back right. That's a tough play to defend. Good call there on 1st down to make it 2nd and about 4.
Anderson left. 1st down King. Sterling Anderson starting to get those legs moving. Julian Neely tackled him in the defensive backfield, but not until Sterling gained 11. Sterling Anderson was not the featured back last year for King, but he did have a focal part in the state championship. He scored the game-winning touchdown against DeWitt in the 4th quarter last year, and the man is back for more this year.
Yeah, he didn't carry the load last year, but let me tell you something. He is carrying the load this year. Leads the team with about 140 rushes. So look for him to be an X factor today.
Moore throws, pass, caught for not very much. Really good job swarming to the football there. Davis made the catch, and Princeton Blackman made the tackle, along with Adrian Rankin, 16 as well.
And Muskegon was in a really good defense there. They were showing a little cover 2. Cornerback is responsible for the flat route. That's the short yards on his side of the field, about 5 yards depth. They tried to hit a little flat route there, and the cornerback was all over it. Good tackle. It's going to take those kind of plays defensively for Muskegon today. To limit Dante, to limit this King offense, and make them play in 3rd and long and 2nd and long, and that's where they want to live in.
Second down 10. Flea flicker back to Dante Moore. Looking for somewhere to go. He's tucking and sliding. Neely brought him down. Excuse me, that was Mason Hunter, number 9, on the tackle. King goes into the bag of tricks here, Grant, but they weren't fooled.
No, they weren't. A little flea flicker here, right? He's just going to give it to the running back. He's going to attack the line of scrimmage and toss it back. They had routes going deep, but Muskegon had great coverage. Dante didn't see anything there, and I'll be interested to see if Muskegon decides to throw a little spy. That spy is a guy that just sits and watches the quarterback and waits for him to run, because there's some running lanes here on these passes that are getting them getting some yards on offense for King.
Moore on 3rd down 7. Fastball, middle, caught. Stennis, 1st down, inside the 30. Grip it and rip it, Dante Moore. Damon made the catch. Neely made the tackle, but not until King gained 29 and moved the sticks.
Yeah, put your eyes right here. He's just going to go right up the seam. Muskegon's in a cover 3 look, so they got 3 defenders. One's guarding the middle of the field, one's guarding the outside third, and the other outside third. The weakness in cover 3 is the seams, and a quarterback like Dante will find that immediately. Great throw. Did you see the spin on that ball? The kid can flick it.
Already tonight, Dante cooking. 7 for 7, 101 already. To the ground. Anderson, a jitterbug when he gets loose in the middle of the field like that. Took a bunch of big reds to bring him down. First man making contact, Quincy Johnson. Each team has touched the ball once and scored once. Reason Detroit King is in front here, Jameel Croft on the first play of the game had a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And they haven't stopped scoring since. Moore throws, pass, caught. Facing pressure and from a weird arm angle, he still got it complete. Kavon Matthews, first catch of the night. First and goal, King.
Great arm angle here. Watch Dante. There's pressure in his face. He's got to manipulate the throw. Does a fantastic job. They're just running a little slant route here. Receiver is supposed to cross that guy's face, and he does a good job. Dante sees him, hits him in stride. Good play there. Way to get the ball out versus pressure and not take a sack.
Moore keeps and throws. Damon Stennis into the end zone. Detroit King again. How about 20 points in the first quarter? I mean, how can you not have fun watching these guys play football?
It's a joy to watch, and I didn't expect 27 points this early, but boy, am I pleased with it. They do a good job here of faking the inside zone. This is gonna be their game plan today. They've run this a couple times. They're gonna fake the inside zone, let Dante get on the edge, and just when you think he's running it, nope, he's gonna throw it out to his receiver, and the Muskegon defense all crashes in, and the next thing you know, the ball's on the perimeter, and Damon Stennis does the rest of the work.
Got to get one more body on the field here for the extra point. Got him on in time, and the extra point is good for Terrence Moore. He is a very good kicker for King, one of the best in Detroit. We're not even through one quarter, and King has already scored 3 times. Enjoy watching this, man. He's not going to be around for much longer. Dante Moore again, and the Crusaders are flying.
Weak-ass practice field, if there's miscommunication going on, we got everything legal on this football field. Seniors, it's our last rodeo calling, bro. It's our last rodeo calling. Hey, sophomores, juniors, freshmen, just step up, be on our backs, but we got you.
That's Dante Moore speaking to the team before the game, Grant, and that goes to exactly what you were saying about Dante a few minutes ago. It's evident to anyone who watches this game. He's really good at football, but what separates him and makes him such a highly coveted high school football player is he's just a cut above as a human being. And you can see, aside from a guy named Manning, there's nobody better in America.
No, he's playing at such a high level. Dan Lamming over in Oregon, I'm sure, is really happy with how his season is going. Fighting for a state championship right now. And as you just saw in the little huddle, he doesn't have to get loud. He doesn't have to scream. His monotone voice is heard by all, and it's respected by all. And fantastic job early on, and then they're looking real sharp here, and Dante's posed to have a big game.
2 drives and 2 touchdown passes for Dante Moore, just adding to a record in the state of Michigan. He has thrown 133 career passing touchdowns. What do you think, Grant? Is that pretty good?
I think that's pretty good. I don't even know if I can count to 133.
Oh, you went to Michigan. Of course you can.
Hey, speaking of Michigan, good day for the boys in blue.
I am shocked it took us this long for you to bring it up.
Good bite my tongue.
Moore kicks it away. Muskegon going to get a chance to return. They're coming up the middle with a lot of room. Piggy is a track star, and he gets caught from behind. What an effort from Webb. Otherwise, he's gone.
Whew. This is looking like a little Pac-12 football. Here we go. Deshaun Piggy is going to get the ball. He's going to hit the hole here. Look at him just get north and south. The best way to do it is just put your foot in the ground and go. Don't shimmy and shake. Don't waste time. Just get north and south. That's the hardest to defend. And I'm sorry, I said Deshaun. His name is Destin Piggy. I apologize. I should put more respect on that name as he's one of their biggest and best ballers.
5'7", 160, and he is a problem. Muskegon back to work. On the last play they had from scrimmage, Mackay Guy went 60 yards to the house. Oh, look at that fake. Mackay Guy is still going. This play is straight out of a video game.
Out of a video game. I can't tell if he's playing basketball or football. He's the point guard for the basketball team, and he's the point guard for the football team. Look at him here. It's just going to be a triple option, right? He's going to read the defensive end, and right here is where that's a difference maker, right? Some quarterbacks would pitch. Some quarterbacks would kind of get tackled there. Gives the fake pitch right here. Watch him whoop, inside. Good job there by Mackay Guy. Fantastic run, and he's a fun player to watch, man.
I caught that. This is a weekend in the NFL. They honored John Madden. I caught your whoop. Gain 8, second down 2. Giving the game to Price. Jake Price. First down, Muskegon. Wrapped up as he ran on the perimeter of the field, right side of it. Good job by Tion Parks to make the tackle. Well, Muskegon clearly, Grant, is figuring some things out. What do you think the Perry's plan is for the Big Reds tonight?
Yeah, so offensive, sustain these long drives. Keep Dante and that offense off the field. Have these long drives, tire this defense out, and then defensively for Muskegon, apply pressure. Don't let Dante sit back there and have all day to throw the ball. Get back there, make him run around, and make him make a bad decision.
Left side with Price. Number 20's got room. All of a sudden, Muskegon is ripping off big gain after big gain every play, and King hanging on for dear life. Webb and Washington made the tackle.
Yeah, they are. And it's kind of fascinating. If you check out the box that King has, they're running like a 4-down lineman. They got one middle backer in the box, and they got 2 linebackers outside the box. But they're still attacking the edges. Muskegon is. I'd be surprised if they don't keep doing that. But at the same time, they got the inside game here too. So watch for them to try to attack up the middle here eventually as well.
Muskegon doesn't have to snap it again in the first quarter, and they won't. They will start the second quarter just outside the red zone. Detroit, King, and Muskegon are in a track meet. Up and down the turf at Ford Field. Back and forth they go. It's like a tennis match. Don't blink, you'll miss something. Croft went 95 yards to the end zone on the first play of the game, and they haven't stopped scoring since. Muskegon down by 14, but they're on the move. And you come on back to Ford Field. Coming from different areas of the state in the Division III state championship game, Muskegon's trip here was slightly longer than Detroit King's. King could have walked if they wanted to. Muskegon, if they started walking earlier this week, may have just gotten here. Muskegon has a very familiar, well-worn path here, though. As you can see, they've won 6 state championships in their school's history. They made the state title game every year from 2016 to 2019. They've made 13 trips here all time, 5 times since 2016, 8 times since 2012. And I think all that built-in experience, Grant, shows what we're seeing so far in this game. Yeah, King has scored every time they've touched the ball. Yeah, they're leading, but the Big Reds aren't blinking so far.
No, they're getting punched, but they're punching back. They're battle-tested, and then they're no stranger to this stage. They're playing like they're up right now. They're playing with some swagger. They're having a good drive right now. Second down and 4 here. They got to keep moving it here. They got to add the points on because obviously King's putting up points, so they want to match it.
Snap to Guy. He keeps, runs, takes a crunch. He's close to the first down, and he's got it. Webb provided the power on this play. And Mackay Guy running to the edge, using that speed to move the sticks. Before the year, Mackay Guy was in a three-way battle for the starting QB job. He beat out a couple of seniors, Princeton Blackman and Julian Neely. Mackay's a junior. As you were talking about, Grant, he's an awesome athlete. He plays on the Hoops team. His uncle, Keith, is the athletic director of Muskegon. He's also the Hoops coach. Mackay has a really good relationship with Khalil Pimpleton. His cousin is Cameron Martinez, who plays at Ohio State. This man was bound to be good at something. Give Price. Tripped up by his shoelaces. Good tackle by Dayon Johnson, number 9.
Yeah, good tackle. Might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. They're attacking the middle here towards the red zone, towards the inner red zone. You know, about the 11-yard line here. Here we go. They're just going to keep the little inside zone handoff to Jake Price. Oh, and it's a shoestring tackle. You know, if that foot got up a little bit higher off the ground, he might have been tiptoeing in the end zone. But good tackle there. Way to save a touchdown.
Second down 4. After Price ripped off a good one on first. Right back to him, and this time barely gained anything. Mayo lost a yard. Johnson again.
Dayon Johnson's having a good day so far. He's a guy that can do a lot of things for him. And offense, he's a fullback, but you're going to see him right here, meet him right in the hole. He's meeting Jake Price right in the hole. That's football right there, you know. Head-on-head, Oklahoma drill. Who wants it more? And Dayon Johnson won that one right there. Good tackle.
Already his third of the night. He came in with 38 on the season. He had a pivotal fumble recovery in King's playoff win against Brother Rice. In the regional final that King won, they were down in that game in the fourth quarter, but they came back and beat Brother Rice and rolled in the semis last week.
Couldn't wait to bring that one up, could you?
I mean, Catholic Central didn't do very well either. Here's a third down 4. Give, and Muskegon, leaning ahead, does not get the first down. They ran Price again. This is very short on 4th down. Grant, what do you think the decision is?
I think they're going to go for it. I mean, they've been picking up 3 to 4 yards every time. Look for him to try to get something on the edge here, maybe, you know, with a triple option to give him, you know, an outlet if something's not there. Or, you know, they could shock us here and maybe try to throw it. But if statistics show anything, I think they're going to run it here. Put the ball in Mackay Guy's hand or Jake Price or Destin Piggy. All 3 of those guys can get the yards. But we'll see what they do.
Price will join Guy as they go for it, 4th down. Guy running all the way. He's got to make a little magic. He did make a little magic. Mackay Guy is that kind of guy for Muskegon. 8 yards to the house, 4th down, touchdown.
So you're going to see here, it's going to be a QB powered Mackay Guy. The left side's all busy. So you know what? He says, I'm an athlete. I'm going to bounce it back to the right. And he does the rest of the work. Just when the play looked like it was dead, it looks like he was going to get tackled for a loss, Mackay Guy says, nope, I'm going to get into that end zone. And that's the difference in the play right there. Mackay Guy is a fearless attacker on offense, and look for them to go to him in the clutch when they need the yards and the points.
He's run it 5 times tonight for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm not great at math. It's a decent average, huh?
That is a decent average. Very much so.
So Muskegon answers back. Velasquez on to hope to tack on the extra point. He does. And if you like defense in a football game, I apologize, you have turned on the wrong football game. Detroit, King, and Muskegon are making plays all over the place. There was nowhere for Guy to go, and then he found the end zone. Muskegon answers back. All right, Muskegon fans, just look away from the TV for like 20 seconds. The man calling the game to my right, Grant Perry, he's a living legend at Brother Rice. Look at all those touchdowns against Muskegon in the state title game, and then he went on to play for the Michigan Wolverines. Heard a rumor they won a pretty big football game today.
Yeah, they did. They did. Really good game by them today. But, you know, I had the opportunity to play Muskegon twice in the state championship, and both those games came down to the wire. Really, really good Muskegon teams, and they posed a lot of challenges for us, and those are some of the memories that I'll never forget. Some of my best times, and as you see, I had some fun with it too. So.
Well, right now, Muskegon's offense is having fun. They've touched the ball a couple of times and scored both times. Now, Shane Fairfield and that coaching staff have got to dial up something for Dante Moore and the King offense, because they've touched it twice and just put on a clinical precision type of drive both times, right down the field into the end zone.
Yeah, they have. It looks like they haven't slowed down one bit. And it's tough. King is coming out with these plays that you got to cover 3 to 4 guys. You think it's a run, but it's really, Dante throws it out last minute. So the coaches got to circle the guys up there on the sideline, tell them what the game plan is, tell them what they're seeing, and just have them try to execute the best they can and slow Dante and this offense down.
Velasquez will kick it deep. This is an interesting decision. Croft's returning it again. Jameel Croft running left. Took the last one 95 yards to the end zone. It is not to the end zone this time, but it is up to the 31-yard line. A little housekeeping for you. On the last touchdown for Detroit King, they have ruled that play a lateral. So technically, Dante Moore did not throw a touchdown. It was technically a running touchdown for Damon Stennis. So Dante only has 132 in his career, not 133 now.
Lateral, no lateral. That ball left his hand, and it was extended handoff. But good play calls, though. I really like their approach on offense. Interested to see if they keep going with that lateral pass off the option. Let's see. Hey, heads up here. I'd watch out for Jameel Croft at the bottom of the screen here. Muskegon's showing a cover 1, cover 0 look. They could take a shot here.
They're throwing that way on the slant. He's got green turf. Grant Perry called it. Get it to the man with a lot of cushion and let him go get a first down.
Yeah, absolutely. And to anyone that knows the defenses and knows the coverages, those that Muskegon just lined up all birds on a fence. That's what you call cover 0. And this is Dante realizing, hey, you know what? Everyone's in the same line. Let's go with the play we know that can make a couple yards here. He audibles out of it. Good job. Good decision.
The back with Moore is the freshman, Joshua Rogers. He's cycled with Sterling Anderson so far tonight. Throw it again. Deep drop for Dante Moore. Now he's stepping up and he's brought down. That is not a sack. He got back to the line of scrimmage, but the pressure came and got him from the backside. Stanley Cunningham with the hit.
Fantastic job. And talking to Coach here this week, he said Stanley Cunningham is going to be one of their best players. Check a look here. Stanley Cunningham's not going to give up on the play, right? He's going to take a wide release. He's working there, coming back, and look at him not giving up, right? That's all about effort, and Dante Moore doesn't see him, and he gets tackled there right back at the line of scrimmage.
Interesting note, Grant, on that play. Remember how we were saying 59, the freshman Wheeler was playing left tackle? He wasn't the left tackle on that play. That was Calhoun, and Cunningham beat him. Keep an eye on that.
Coming, right there.
One up the middle of the room. First down again for King. They just roll through the bodies. Neely made the tackle on Tayshawn Henry Johnson's first carry of the night.
Yeah, so they're just bring a little motion here, right, to get the Muskegon defense running, but it's just an inside handoff, inside zone, and just catches the Muskegon guys out of whack. Some of the guys don't see the ball, and Julian Nealon gets a good tackle there, but not before a good game.
Sophomore Henry Johnson had 23 carries on the year before tonight. 3 different guys have carried the ball already tonight for King. This is the freshman Rogers, who got slowed up and then ran into a big red wall. Neely helped to make the tackle. Speech was in there as well.
Yeah, defensively for Muskegon, you're going to hear a name a lot tonight is Julian Neely. He's a big safety, standing at 6'2", 200 pounds, and they'll move him down towards the line of scrimmage as well, because he's a hybrid type. He can play that linebacker outside as well. He's what you call, that nickel back, the safety, the linebacker hybrid. So he's going to be around the ball a lot tonight.
Moore throws incomplete. Threw it behind Damon Stennis. And now 3rd down long for King. First time tonight that Moore has misfired on a pass.
Yeah, and I'll credit that missed pass right there to his feet. His feet weren't set. He was kind of fading away when he threw it. The pressure kind of got to him there. But if he stepped into that one, he could have had a big gain. And got to step into the throws. And that's we don't really see that much out of Dante missing the open guys. So sets him back to 3rd and long, and expect him to go back to the air here.
They did convert 3rd down long in the last drive. Trying to do it again. Moore, throw in, and that pass is caught. What athleticism by Croft. He was falling to the turf, and he still made the catch.
Caught the ball when he was on his back. Fantastic job. Dante, it was essentially kind of a back shoulder ball, right? Threw it behind him. As you'll see here down at the bottom of the screen, Jameel Croft runs him off the ball. Really good job. Gets the cornerback's hips open, and perfect pass because it just hit him right there when he fell down. But good job. Look at the ball come out. Look at that tight spiral. Jameel Croft with a big catch, big conversion. King still rolling.
Gain of 14. Keep the drive moving. Moore keeps and slides. I have a sneaking suspicion every single football coach he has from now until the rest of eternity will tell Dante, you want to run? Great. Slide. Don't get hurt, please and thank you.
Yeah. No need to take a hit when you don't need to. 1st down and 10. You run a little power read, right? Read the defensive end. He keeps it, gets 5 yards. Get down. You want to live to see another play. Good job, good decision.
Moore dropping back and floating a ball. Corner of the end zone. He missed Croft.
Another look at straight up man coverage right there. They brought some edge pressure. Muskegon did. Dante realized it, threw the ball pretty quick, but just a little bit more air would have helped. And look for today, when they go to these man coverage looks, Dante's favorite guy is Jameel Croft, and he's a guy that he can trust. He can throw it out there, and he trusts that he's going to beat that defender. And I bet he wants that one back, because that could have been 6.
King is perfect tonight. 3 of 3 on 3rd down. Moore keeps, leans ahead, and does not get the 1st down. He's about a yard shy. And Muskegon is doing some good things defensively here. It's 2nd and about 4, it was 3rd and about 4. They rotate to a 1 high safety look, which means that the other safety can get up in the box. It creates better numbers for you defensively, and they do a good job to make it a 4th down and 1. Quick to the line, 4th down. Moore turns, gives. Anderson made a man miss. Sterling Anderson, touchdown. Detroit King rolls the dice, goes for it on 4th down, and Sterling Anderson pays it off with 6.
And we haven't seen Dante under center yet, but they get under center. Nothing's there in the middle, so Sterling Anderson does the rest, bounces outside, breaks Julian Neely's tackle, and then boom, cuts on Kingston Blackman, and does the rest there. Good run. Sterling Anderson's got really, really good vision and really good feet. He can cut on a dime and make you lose your jockstrap out there. So good job there by Sterling Anderson. And good switch of pace by the King, right? They're going to, they go under center for the first time, and defense goes, hey, maybe it's a QB sneak, so they all crash. But Sterling Anderson says, nope, outside he goes and does the rest of the work. Good job there by King.
Another touchdown for Anderson, who had 6 last week. His 1st tonight. Had to make a man miss. He did, and you can say goodbye. And now a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This special presentation of the MHSAA Football Finals on Bally Sports Detroit, proudly presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Earlier on this year, Devin Gardner picked 5 of the best players in Michigan and took them through film sessions and drills. We called it the Gardner 5. One of those players was King D lineman Messiah Blair, and with a little help from former Michigan Wolverine defensive tackle Will Campbell, they wanted to see if Messiah could perfect the little things that can take his game to the next level.
I had experience in the Outback Bowl 2012, where they defensive end was super long, right? So we had some quicks, and he is set, and the first time he batted it down. Wide open guy behind him. And so for the rest of the game, I was kind of, is he going, you know what I mean? Is he going to do it? You know what I mean? So now you done created something from the beginning of the game. Now the quarterback can't play the way he wants to. You understand that? Or at least for a stretch of plays, he's worried about, is he going to bat the ball down? You know what I mean? So this could work so good for the entire defense, not just for you. Here we go.
Good job.
Yep.
Think you're just rushing right now. That's gonna make you a great player. This is gonna make you a great football player. Great football players think.
Oh! Oh no! Oh God!
High and tight.
Unfortunately, Messiah is injured and not playing in this ball game, but what a cool experience for him to talk with Devin, talk with Will, and that's what's so great, Grant, about the Michigan high school football community as a whole, but specifically all the schools here in downtown Detroit. The legacy of former guys giving back to the younger guys, even if they didn't go to their alma mater, it really is cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. It's all about giving back, right? What you've learned, Devin went on to play at Michigan, and what he took there, he's giving it back. Well, that's awesome to see. You always want to see that the people coming up after you do well, so right on Devin for that. And that looked like it was a fun practice day. I wish I could have been there and bat some balls down.
What I wonder is, those were pretty cool t-shirts. How do I get one of those? We'll work on that after. Moore's kick rolls, and Piggy fields at the 5. Weston Piggy on the return, and he didn't make the 20. Great work on special teams. Jaden Wyndham made an excellent tackle, number 23 in the open field. Messiah Blair and Kenny Merriweather, two of the best defensive linemen in the state of Michigan. Messiah bound for Eastern Michigan, Kenny Merriweather bound for Iowa. And we were blessed all year, Grant. We saw all 5 of these guys as part of our Football Fridays coverage. Cass Tech was on a couple of times. Of course, De La Salle won the state championship yesterday, and Brother Rice is part of the coverage as well. Muskegon running option left. They've got room on the left side. This is Piggy. First down, Muskegon. Croft on the tackle.
Really good scheme right there by Muskegon. They send the Piggy in motion around the quarterback. King's defense shifts, thinks that he's going to go a full orbit motion all the way to the other side. Nope, it's coming back around. You lose assignment, you lose your gap that you're supposed to be responsible for, and they pick up a first down there. Good call.
Muskegon hasn't tried to throw it yet tonight. Frankly, they haven't had an excuse to. This is Guy. And that time, nothing. Lost a couple of yards. Willie Fletcher, the first man there. And Grant, I think quickly, King is learning. If we try to put one man on Guy, that's probably a mistake.
It's going to take 2 guys to bring him down, to contain him. And King's trying to do some things here defensively to slow him down. I'll be interested to see if they keep it up. Sending 2 guys at him. De La Salle had a lot of success sending 2 guys off the edge, a little bit of pressure look. Let's see if they try to do something in that same nature.
Guy back, stepping up, rolling right, and he got spun down into a sack. The ball did come out, but Guy was down. Roughing the man who spun him down. It's good to see Guy back to his feet. Loses 5 on the sack.
Yeah, that looked a little scary there. He got kind of tangled up. Looked like the knee was a little tangled up. He's looking for a guy to hit. He can't find anyone open, and then just gets wrapped up there and catches his ankle under there. But just happy to see him get up. You want to see the best players play today, and good to see him back up and pose with a 3rd down and long here. Let's see what they go to.
Well, they just tried to throw it, Grant, for the first time tonight. Probably got to throw it here. Oh, run a reverse. And find some room. Still got a ways to go. And get a little bit closer as Piggy was shoved out of bounds by Ruffin. What do you think? Punt here? Go for it? What do you think?
You know, it's tough to say, right? If I'm Muskegon, I might play the field position, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. Just because King hasn't, they've scored on every possession. So it's, do you want to give the ball to them in your own a or do you want to have them march, a little bit farther and hope they turn it over as well? So I think it's a good call. You're down 14 points right now. You can't afford a quick score to go down 3. So I think punting right here and hoping that your defense can get a stop is the best call.
Keep in mind as well that Muskegon will get the ball to start the second half. Velasquez to punt it away. And the fair catch called for by Croft just over the 30. All 3 timeouts for King. A lot of real estate to work with. Let's get a message from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
For over 50 years, your family has trusted Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Call Family Heating and Cooling now for all of your family's heating and cooling needs.
Visit FamilyHeating.com today.
2-touchdown lead for King. Anderson ran for a touchdown on the last drive. Moore has delivered touchdowns to Croft and Stennis so far in this ball game. Now let's see how they attack it, Grant, with all 3 timeouts in their disposal.
3 timeouts, about 2 minutes and 24 seconds. That's plenty of time to get a drive going here. And if I'm King, I want to put the ball in the end zone with minimal time left to go into half with a 3-score lead.
Got to go 69 yards. Moore throws. Anderson catches. And maybe gains 2 yards. Bunch of Muskegon Big Reds over there. Davis, Cunningham, Jones, all in the vicinity. Two minutes to operate for Dante Moore. Could be King's final drive of the first half. They have scored on every single drive so far tonight.
Let's pay attention here. They got Sterling Anderson out of the backfield here. He's going to be lining up in the slot at number 3. Dayon Johnson is going to be in the backfield.
Moore, long drop, throwing, far side, there he is. Grant is on it. Sterling Anderson catching a first down, King. Gain of 20 on this gorgeous dime from Dante.
Beautiful throw. Dante's going to look left. He doesn't like his receiver, but he sees that Sterling Anderson is going to find that open, vacated area. And good job by Sterling there. He does a really good job. And Dante drops back here, understands that Stanley Cunningham was coming off that edge hot, but sits in the pocket. That's what good quarterbacks do. Good quarterbacks sit there, trust their receiver, throw a beautiful ball, and they're marching here.
Right back into Muskegon territory. Moore facing pressure again. Throws to an open man again. Oglesby the catch. Climbed the ladder to get it. Dante standing tall in the pocket and throwing another beauty.
Another beauty. It went 5 wide there. Dante's just going to throw another beautiful ball to the sideline. Gets his receiver an opportunity to catch it, get his feet in bounds, and he's sharing the wealth. Everyone's getting touches today. Good job by Dante there finding the open guy.
44 yards on 2 plays, and King is knocking on the door again.
They like these screens to Croft. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something here close to the end zone.
Moore throws. Anderson catches. Sterling Anderson wiggling, moving, and lowering his shoulder. He's short of the goal line, but Sterling Anderson just showed you all the tricks in his bag on this play.
And I know we're really high on Dante, we're high on Jameel Croft, but Sterling Anderson is another guy that they're going to try to get the ball to anytime and every time they can. He's just making guys miss. He's faking them inside, hitting them with this jab step, and then bouncing it out. He's a guy that's real shifty, real hard to bring down, and that was a great play there. They just want to find easy access throws, and right there, it's essentially a halfback toss. Comes in motion, crosses Dante, and then Dante just sits there, waits for everyone to get up in his face, and then dumps a nice pass there to Sterling Anderson. He does the rest of the work.
Number 3 in white, black, and gold scored on the last drive for King. They've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket, and they'll burn one here. It's a couple of seniors walking off the field. Job is not done, obviously, Grant, but They're on the doorstep of making this a 21-point lead in the first half. I would have to say this is a pretty good start to the ball game for King.
Yeah, this is. And normally, for any video game players out there, you play Madden, you're down 21 at half. You usually have to give up the controller, but the beautiful thing about this one is Muskegon's not going to quit. They're going to keep coming back, and I think we're going to have a fantastic second half. We'll see if they go down 3 scores here. Muskegon could put up a good defensive stop, but they're not going to quit, I'll tell you that much. They're going to be in it for the whole game.
Make sure you stay tuned at halftime. Natalie Kerwin is going to show us why unified sports are so special and important for everybody involved. We'll look ahead to tomorrow afternoon's Legacy Senior All-Star game down the road in Brighton, and Grant and I will break down the first half. I have to imagine we'll be talking about Dante Moore just a little bit, my friend.
Oh, I think we will. He touches the ball every time, and he's been throwing out beauties left and right, getting everyone involved. Everyone's making memories today.
Dante Moore has thrown 132 touchdowns in his high school career. He started every single game in his high school career. Lost his second ever game in high school to Muskegon. He's grown up just a little bit since that second ever game.
Now, if they don't hand it off, I'd pay attention down here, bottom of the screen. They're going to get man coverage one-on-one. Best receiver they have right now. See if they give it back to him.
Looking right that way, and it's incomplete. Croft went to a dive but couldn't bring it in. They had one-on-one coverage with Blackman on the outside, as you were saying.
Yeah, and Blackman says, you know what? I'm tired of all this slander on me. I want to make a play. He does a fantastic job here. They ran a little bit of a corner route. Jameel Croft inside released it, got the DB to flow over top, and then he tried to cut it back out to the sideline. But good defense there and the good pressure, right? Dante didn't have a clear lane to throw that one, so good job by Muskegon on that one.
Delay before the play, had to reset the play clock. And also, the band apparently doesn't know that the half is still going on. Play action for Dante Moore, flipping the hips and throwing another touchdown. Stennis, number 2 on the night. Dante Moore is balling.
He's going to have video game numbers by the end of the night. Really good play there, too. They fake the run action to the right, get Dante rolling left. A lot of quarterbacks don't like throwing to the left if they're a right-handed quarterback, but that's not the case for Dante. He can make any kind of throw. Fantastic job, and he found Stennis again. That's Stennis' second. Croft has 2. Sterling's got 1. Who's next?
I think we're going to find out together in the second half. Extra point up and good. Last week, King, in the semifinal win against Mason, scored 52. In the first half tonight, they've scored 35, and that man, Dante Moore, is putting on a clinic. 14 of 17, 205 yards, and technically 2 touchdowns. But it kind of feels like 3 touchdowns because one of the plays was a backwards
If
pass.
you watch here, this is going to be the guy that catches the touchdown, Damon Stennis, right? But this is right here, Dayon Johnson's going to be his number 1 target, and it's not there. So he's going to get off of him, and it's a crossing route. Finds him in the back of the end zone. Good job, and Julian Neely just couldn't get there in time. And the run action helps that play, right? That everyone steps up, thinks it's a run. They got their fullback in there, Dayon Johnson. He's back in the I formation. Last time he was in the I formation, they ran it. So good job, good play, and King is doing a fantastic job of breaking tendencies, right? You don't know what they're going to do. He gets under center, you think it's going to be a QB dive, or a QB sneak, excuse me. Nope, they give it to Sterling Anderson on his first rushing touchdown. That time, you get under center, thinking it's going to be a run with the fullback in the block. Nope, run action, roll left, touchdown Stennis. What's new?
You just said it. Who's next? The way that King can facilitate the offense with Dante at the controls. Remember, they lost 3 senior starters from the O-line last year. They lost all 4 of their leading receivers. Dante says, okay, new guys, no problem.
As soon as he took that deep breath before the first play of the game, I think he drew up in his mind that he was going to give a touchdown to every player on his team.
Hey, Christmas is in a few weeks. Spread the wealth. Another chance for a return for Muskegon. And this one barely across the 20. Piggy tried to break it. Wasn't going to happen as Samuel Washington made the tackle. This is an interesting part of the ball game, Grant. I know Muskegon fans watching are probably disheartened by the way Dante Moore has gone up and down the field with his offensive battery mates. But Muskegon has all 3 timeouts, 65 seconds, and they get the ball to start the second half. If they're going to come back in this game, it's a big part of it.
Yeah, right now you got a minute left, 3 timeouts. It's plenty of time with these athletes on the field to get something happen. All they need is a couple big chunk plays, and I wouldn't put it past them. They got some good athletes out there that can run and catch. Let's see if they can get that play that they need.
Makai Guy looking for real estate, and he ran into a wall.
That's tough. That's tough. You know, when something's not there, he's looking to run. But you know, King came in with that. No one watching the film and saying, hey, if no one's there, he's going to be running. So you're going to see he's going to roll left here, right? And then nothing was there. They sent a corner blitz actually off the edge. So he had 2 guys defending on the edge. Tries to roll right. Backside of the defense there was containing, and Jacob Oglesby was there for the tackle. Good job and way to stay home on the backside there.
Guy gives on a draw. Price slipped out of the first tackle somehow, but it turns into a bad decision as Merriweather was waiting.
Yeah, once Mayweather gets his hands on you, you know, you're usually going to be, you know, running your next play after that one. But you know, I'd like to see Jake Price get involved a little bit more. You know, he is their main guy coming out of the backfield. You know, if he can bust one off here and have a big run, I think that'd give him a lot of life.
We have reached halftime in the final high school football game in Michigan in 2022. Muskegon has had some highlights. Number 3 in maroon and white, Makai Guy, has made a little magic. But as they hit the locker room, the Big Reds need a winning potion. Right now, Dante Moore and that King offense is making them sick. That's one of the finer football programs in the Midwest. 2 losing seasons since 1980. They're in the state championship game for the 6th time in the last 8 years. They're trying to win their 6th ever state championship. They're 2nd in the last 2 years. And when you got this guy at the controls, Grant, that's usually a pretty winning formula.
Yeah, it is, and he's just having his way right now with the Muskegon defense. Everything's clicking. I'm sure they ran all these plays all week long. You know, came in knowing that Muskegon was going to be playing some man coverage, some zone coverage. Right now, it looks like King can't miss. You know, Muskegon's going to have to find something out. They're going to have to go in there and get their guys motivated and come out here with a big jump second half if they want to stay in this one.
Waiting on Coach Ty Spencer, 7th-year head man for Detroit King, trying to win another state championship. Coach Spencer standing by. Coach, appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes here.
No problem.
You've touched the ball 4 times. You've scored every single time. What's clicking offensively right now?
Man, some of everything right now. We're able to get a little bit in the run game. Some play action stuff is working as well. And guys are just executing at a high level right now.
Coach, Grant Perry here.
Yep.
Great first half. Defensively, I see you running a 3-high safety look. What determined that, and why'd you go with that this week?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta have a guy on that option guy, on that pitch guy. So, you know, we put our leading tackler Tim out there and make sure, and hopefully we can make some plays. Because you know the guy kid, man, he's too good, man. He cuts it back, he does this and that. So we got to get as many athletes as we can on the field.
Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck second half.
Thank you.
Ty Spencer is only the 3rd head coach that Detroit King has had since 1974. It's quite the lineage, and they're trying to add to it tonight. Muskegon has had some highlights, but Detroit King is thumping out there. Dante Moore and the rest of his battery mates putting on a show, and they got a 21-point lead at halftime. Look at the DAC shining bright like a diamond on a Saturday night right after Thanksgiving. Detroit King is shining bright tonight. They lead Muskegon 35-14. Evan Stockton back with you. Thanks for making us a part of your Thanksgiving weekend. Means so much to us every single year. Playing team sports teaches us so much, and Special Olympics Unified Sports believe those lessons should be available to all. The program partners special education athletes with peer students to compete alongside one another, develop social skills, and build friendships along the way. Earlier this year, our Natalie Kerwin got to experience that mission firsthand, spending the day with the Unified Bulldogs of Brighton High School. Take a watch.
When I say the words Brighton Unified Sports, what feelings come to mind?
Well, for me, it's pride, hope.
1, 2, 3, dogs.
Just the excitement.
Let's go.
They can just be themselves and do their things, and I learn a lot from them, and it's really cool.
So Unified Sports pairs students with disabilities and students without disability together to train and compete athletically in the idea that it's a path to friendship and acceptance.
It's really bloomed into something huge. And I think the coolest thing is it ranges from, captains of the varsity football team to, people that are individuals that aren't necessarily in a sport or a club or anything like that. And everyone kind of feels welcomed, and we include everybody, and it's just a really cool thing to do.
Lights, camera, action.
Like this. Bring it all.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. Extra clap. I love it.
On with the show.
On with the show. Well, I hear Brighton Unified has a lot of different sports. What sports do you play?
I play 3, and they are soccer, basketball, and bocce ball.
Wow, you must be pretty busy doing all of those.
Of course.
What one is your favorite?
Basketball.
Why is basketball your favorite?
So I love shooting baskets, and after I make every basket, I'm pretending that I'm shooting an arrow.
He's just so outgoing and one of the nicest people I've ever met. So it just kind of seemed perfect that we became friends and became partners. It was just like a perfect chance for us to hang out more and outside of the school environment.
What's been one of your favorite parts about the program, or like a favorite memory maybe you two have shared?
Well,
you want to go first?
I have a favorite memory.
Is it about sports?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
The first time I was trying to play basketball, I didn't know how to bounce the basketball, but now I do.
We all worked on it together, right?
Yeah.
Dribble, big cat, go, go, go!
What sport's your favorite?
I will play basketball.
Basketball? What do you do after you score?
I will whip and nay-nay.
You whip and nay-nay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit your dance.
Can you show us a little whip and
Show us
nay-nay?
it. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Jack, are you doing it with him?
Oh yeah, everyone's hitting a whip and nay-nay, right?
In the spin.
Oh, yeah.
Go play defense.
First off, Gabe's like a celebrity in the school, so everyone wants to be with this guy. But we were kind of on the court, and I'm like, oh, Gabe, you're killing it out there. So I don't know, we kind of just clicked right away.
Can you tell me a little about Jack and what you like about him?
We're the monitor brother.
We're brothers?
Yes.
All right.
I love it. So you guys have a close friendship now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My team.
Your team.
Yeah. Ooh. When you guys have seen these relationships form between both students, what do you think each of them get out of this?
I think that they're going to take a piece of this and it will change the way they interact with people, maybe more acceptance, more understanding. I don't think you can participate in something like this and not be changed for the better. Sports is something that just brings us together, and we're more alike than we are different. And we've never had someone that has left an event and said, boy, that was a waste of my time.
Yeah, for sure.
I am Jack Prayer. I'm coach of the bit from Electric Sports. I think I'm really good.
What partners do you like playing with?
Caitlin. And Devin.
And Devin?
And Drew.
Drew? So everyone on the team you like playing with?
Yeah.
All right.
I think Brighton has done an amazing job embracing all of this. I've had people who told me like they've cried at the games just because of how good the energy is and how much of like a community Brighton puts together for these games. And it just makes like the culture of inclusivity here is just like an amazing thing. And it's just a great thing that Brighton's a part of and takes part in and tries to get every student involved in, so.
That's nice.
That's nice, yeah?
Shout out to Natalie, Alex, Jared, and our entire hard-working crew for putting together that awesome story. Special Olympics in Michigan currently works with more than 300 K-12 schools and 120 area high schools. Of those 120 high schools, more than 75 have adopted unified sports competitions in partnership with the MHSAA. And it's easy to see why such an incredible program continues to spread here in our great state of Michigan. This is the final high school football game of the year in Michigan, and Detroit Kings started it with a bang. Jameel Croft, first play of the game, went 95 yards to the house, and they haven't stopped scoring since. This special presentation of the MHSAA Football Finals on Bally Sports Detroit brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Family is not just the name of our company, but the way that we do business. And by your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. What a start to the ball game for Detroit King, leading Muskegon 35-14 at half. But Muskegon has had some awesome plays so far, and they're about to get the ball to start the second half. Their head coach, Shane Fairfield, kind enough to join us. Coach, appreciate a couple of minutes here. All right, you're coming out of the locker room. You're down, but you're about to get the ball, and you have moved it offensively. What do you take into this first drive of the second half here?
We just got to, we're still chasing those 7 points on the opening kickoff, so that's what's really kind of put us behind, and we got to find a way to get off the field. So hopefully offensively we can keep clicking, keep the pressure up there, and just let them know that we can score when we have the ball. Continue to build confidence in the team, and let them know that the offense can score. We just got to get stops, and when it comes together, hopefully you give ourselves a chance to win it in the fourth.
Coach, Grant Perry here. What'd you tell your defensive guys in the locker room? What was the message after that first half?
There was not a whole lot except for we just got to communicate better, we got to tackle better, and then, I got to do a better job of getting them in the right position. But I think we're there at times. We just, this guy can throw the ball lights out, and we're just a step behind, and hopefully we've seen it for 2 quarters, and now we can kind of settle in and maybe hopefully makes a mistake or two, and then we can capitalize on it.
Coach, appreciate you. Best of luck in the second half here.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Shane Fairfield knows something about being here. 8th all-time trip to the state finals. But frankly, Grant, they've got the work cut out for him in the second half, because in that first half, Dante Moore and Detroit King were just putting on a clinic, man, offensively.
Yeah, they were. And the question I had coming in was, if Muskegon gets behind, can they throw their way out of it? Can they throw the ball in the air? The Kings got really good defensive backs, and as you see right now, Muskegon doesn't have 1 pass yard. So look for this second half. They're going to have to try to find a way to steal a possession. They're going to have to try to find a way to get quick scores, whether that may be some gadget plays. We saw a flea flicker by King. So look for them to get to some plays that they need.
Things not over, but Muskegon needs points and needs them fast. They get the ball to start the second half when you come on back. This special presentation of the MHSAA Football Finals on Bally Sports Detroit brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. By Lead Prep Academy, a postgraduate high school program for football and basketball student athletes. And by Glassman Automotive. Got it, at Glassman. Gorgeous night in late November in downtown Detroit. Final game of the high school football season in Michigan. Detroit King and Muskegon had a bunch of halftime highlights brought to you by Wallside Windows in that first half. Grant, they started scoring early and they really didn't stop that entire half, did they?
No, they didn't. And they've been scoring on every drive they've had. The kickoff returns, Dante's facilitating, getting it to Sterling Anderson, getting it to Damon Stennis. Muskegon's really had no answer defensively. Look for them to try to make some plays, though, and try to steal a possession, right? You got to try to bring some pressure. You got to try to mix it up and confuse the picture for Dante Moore. But they got to steal a possession here this second half, and King's got to step on the gas.
Detroit King trying to win back-to-back titles and add one more to the trophy case. One final showcase for Dante Moore. Truly one of the finer high school football players the state of Michigan has ever seen. His coach, Ty Spencer, knows his guys are 2 quarters away from the promised land. Let's hear what he had to say at halftime.
We cannot be satisfied. I've been preaching that all day on the sideline, man. Don't be satisfied with what the score is at any point in this game. Don't let up. Coaches keep coaching, and we don't stop until it's 0 and it say King wins. You understand that? Yes. Not 1 ounce. Not 1 ounce. Because when you're hungry, you have no time to be satisfied, dog. So stay hungry. Every play, kickoff return, hungry. Never be satisfied. You got that? Yes, you do that, we'll get this thing going. Don't be satisfied. Let's go.
You know, that's a man who's coached a lot of football games, and he knows that there's a really good team on the other side. Yeah, you're up by 21 at halftime. Job's not finished.
No, job's not done. And in these kids, you know, young high school kid, you know, staring at the clock, you know, counting the seconds down until you can get that ring, get that title, you tend to slow down a little bit. So he emphasized, you know, don't be satisfied. Act like it's 0-0. Really good message there by Coach Spencer. And let's see if King does stay on the gas here.
Final quarter of high school football in Michigan this fall. Piggy on the return. Destin Piggy spinning ahead to start the final half of football in Michigan in the fall. And Muskegon will start it right around the 25. You know, we did see, Grant, some outstanding plays from Muskegon, a Mackay guy at the quarterback spot running specifically in the first half. What you're wondering is, can they throw it to come back and win? Who would be some of the targets that they try to throw to, you think?
You know, watching the film, they like to hit just Destin Piggy, out of the backfield. You know, he's one of their really good explosive playmakers. We haven't called his name a lot. You know, I'm waiting to see how they incorporate him and get him involved. Another guy that coaches said this week would do something is Elijah Paris and DeCarrion Taylor. So look out for those names.
We'll start with a run. And Guy wiggles his way up to the 29-yard line. A couple of Crusaders bringing him down. Johnson and Washington, the two combining. Guy has the two highlights tonight for Muskegon. Ran for a 60-yard touchdown, and then an 8-yard touchdown on 4th down and goal where he ran left. There was no room, so he just went all the way to the right and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he's a guy that can do that, but, you know, like any good team, you need to have some backups. You need to have some sidekicks, so he's got to count on a sidekick here, and let's see if someone can step up for him.
This is Price. Tried to get away from the defender and lost his balance in the process. Good job by Croft bringing him down open field.
Yeah, and that's not an easy guy to bring down in the open field. And just to credit Jameel Croft, the kid is well-rounded, good tackler, good instincts for the football. Offensively, finds the end zone, catches the ball. There's not really anything that he can't do, and Kansas is getting a good one in Jameel Croft.
Resurgent season for the Kansas Jayhawks. Croft is excited to be a part of it next year. Up the middle, and a big one. Look at Price across midfield, across that Lion logo. Tracked down from behind by Ruffin. That is the first time tonight that Muskegon has converted on a 3rd down.
Yeah, and that was huge. And the King didn't have a lot of guys in the box there. They had one middle backer lined up right against the other side of the center here. So it's a weak inside box here. So they're just going to hand it off with the read option. He breaks a tackle there. Good blocks downfield and just scoots and gets past the half, the midfield there, and good tackles there. Way to save the touchdown by King.
Coming up the middle again and gaining a little bit on the play. Guy kept it. Merriweather made the tackle. 35-yard run for Price gets him there. And this, Grant, is what their coaching staff, Shane Fairfield, was just telling us. Hey, we're moving the ball. We're in this game. Just got to score, keep going on that, and then find a way to get his stops defensively. This thing's not over yet.
Yeah, and if they're going to stick to the run game, they're going to need plays like they just had. They're going to need these big chunk plays that helps the clock and helps them get down the field faster.
Guy got away from one, and then he got pounded by Samuel Washington right at the 30.
Yeah, check out this big hit here. Mackay guy goes for the inside zone, and Sam Washington says, "Hello, I'm guarding the middle here, and you know it's gonna be a toll to get past me." And Mackay guy paid the toll there and took a big hit. Good tackle there by number 10, Sam Washington in white.
Destin Piggy, one of those guys that Grant was just talking about, down on the sideline. 3rd down. And Guy is met by Samuel Washington again. Good luck getting rid of him.
Sam Washington is playing really good to open up this second half. He's finding the ball. Muskegon tries to run it outside to the left here. You're going to have Sam Washington here down at the bottom of the screen. Just fill it. He's going to read run, and he's going to really fill hard and break through 2 tackles there. He won't be denied, and he's having a really, really good drive here for King defensively.
Back-to-back tackles and 7 tonight, making 46 on the season. A lot of ball game to go, but kind of feels like a gotta have it play for Muskegon. 4th down, 7. Guy dropped the ball. Mackay Guy needs magic, and he didn't bring his magic wand on this play. Guess who again? It's Washington.
Talk about 3 plays in a row where you're just balling out for your team. That's what Sam Washington just did. And 4th down and 7, you got to have a good play. You can't afford the fumble, the missed snap, and then the pursuit's on, right? Everyone's trying to get to the ball carrier. Everyone wants a piece, and Sam Washington's just the first one there, and good job there by King. And it's an unfortunate drive there for Muskegon. They really needed points on that one, but King's stepping on the gas here, and they got a little bit of momentum in their favor.
So here comes Dante Moore. Threw for a couple of touchdowns in the first half. Facilitated the offense like a maestro. This is the final half he'll ever play at Detroit King High. We'll be talking about this man for a long, long time. Croft on the give. And he could not make the man miss. Really good job by Princeton Blackman to make the tackle.
Really good job there, and that's a really good job by the Muskegon defense in staying home, right? Everything looks like it's going to go to the right. You know, they're into the boundary. They're sending everyone to the right. You know, you can tend to lose control and try to chase the play down, but good job staying home because the reverse came back, and he was there to make a tackle for loss.
It's a loss of 4 on the play. And to be blunt about it, Grant, that's the type of play that Muskegon just hasn't had defensively all night.
No, we haven't seen much of that. And let's see if they mix some things up. They're a really heavy blitz team. I'd be interested to see if they try to bring some pressures to give Dante some trouble.
Fakes the pitch. Rolls right as the pressure comes, and they got him. Stanley Cunningham has been after him all night, and he finally got to him.
Really good play here by Stanley Cunningham right here. Check out the right side defensive end. He doesn't give up. He's been hustling all night. The tall, lengthy kid's gonna hustle. Dante Moore thinks he can get around the edge, but nope, Stanley Cunningham's there to bring him down. And these are 2 plays back-to-back that Muskegon needs. Now, they just need to put some points up offensively. The defense is stepping in right now and saying, you know what, we're not out of this, guys. We're still in this. So good job there by Stanley Cunningham and that Muskegon defense.
Sack number 8 on the year, who also, Stanley's going to go play hoops when football season's over. 3rd down forever in the hands of Sterling Anderson. And he will not get back to the original line of scrimmage. Speech pushes him out of bounds. And that's what Shane Fairfield wanted, to stop defensively. Muskegon getting the ball back.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And they got to do something here offensively for Muskegon, but just take a moment to appreciate that defensive stand there. And when things weren't looking good, the defense stood up and got a much needed stop. So props to that defensive stand there, and Muskegon's going to get the ball back here and try to get something moving.
Oh, by the way, Dante Moore is a pretty good punter. He averages about 30 yards per punt as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he used to play soccer back in the day? Is that what I heard?
I'm not sure, but this is a pretty good punt. Ivy Field's right around the 20. And he's not going to meet the 30. Corey Webb, the first man to hit him. Coming up on halfway into the 3rd quarter, each team has touched the ball once. Nobody's scored yet. Mackay Guy back in the field. Muskegon needs some points. Look, Shane Fairfield is not going to be intimidated by the deficit in the 3rd quarter here. His program, and he as a head coach, have a lot of experience here. Muskegon has seemingly been here every year for the last decade. And they do have a state championship on that mantle, won it in 2017. Taking down Harrison, 28-10. It's the last time the Big Reds have taken one back to the west side. All those excited, happy faces, probably watching and following along somewhere. Shane Fairfield with a young team this year, Grant, that has gotten better and better every week. They're peaking at the right time. But right now, they got to find a way to get some points and get some stops because the clock is quickly not becoming their friend here.
Yeah, they're going to have to find something. They're going to have to go into their bag of tricks here and find the plays that work and find ways to get down the field in an efficient manner to save some time. And big challenge ahead here, but let's see if they're up to it.
Give Price wiggled free. First down, Jacob Price. Couple of good gains here in the second half. Tim Ruffin finally made the tackle. That's a gain of 12 and a first down.
Good play on first down. Anytime you get over 5 yards on first down, you're happy with that. If you get a first down on first down, man, even better.
Price had a 35-yard run on the last drive, which got into King territory and then stalled. Guy keeps. Makai Guy lowering his shoulder and getting across the 45-yard line. And Grant, we were just talking about the time. We're halfway into the third quarter. Muskegon's down by 21. At what point do they need to think about going quickly, throwing, and kind of changing the base offense here?
You know, I would have thought they would have came out with a little bit more urgency to start. You know, they must have, you know, a good understanding of what their offense is possible of and can do. You know, a little bit of urgency here wouldn't hurt them, but they're making some big plays here.
Look at Makai Guy go again. They got to him short of the goal line, but he's down at the 2. Oglesby made the touchdown-saving tackle. Makai Guy plays the game of football on unlimited turbo. Hold down the right trigger the whole time.
Now watch here. You're going to see this guy right here down at the top of the screen. He's going to look for the fake, and he's going to get got. Oh no, I'm sorry, the interior D lineman. It's a veer run. So the veer run means you're going to be reading the defensive interior lineman. Makai Guy does a fantastic job of reading it. Has a really good run after the read, and they're down first and goal here.
And there you go, Muskegon into the end zone, a touchdown. It's Jacob Price, his first of the night, and number 15 on the year. Guy may have had a little bit of something happen at the end of that 50-plus yard run. This guy's a gamer, and these Big Reds aren't going away.
They're fighting. They're it looks like they're not phased at all, and the urgency, the tempo, they understand what their game is, and they're doing it, and they're not straying away from it. Good job there. Good answer. You know, they need to stop here on defense.
Adrian Ramos Velasquez adds the extra points. Shane Fairfield wanted stops and he wanted scores. Check, check to start the third quarter. Guy got him there, and Price finished it off. You knew Muskegon wasn't going away. Jake Price just plowed into the end zone for Muskegon to slim that deficit down to 14. Evan Stockton, Grant Perry, alongside the rest of our crew. Glad you're making a little time for us on your Thanksgiving Saturday night. Grant, we opened up the broadcast talking about Dante Moore and Makai Guy and how they were going to facilitate these offenses at the quarterback spot. One's been throwing, one's been running. They've both been pretty good.
Yeah, they've both been really good in their own right. One guy, Makai Guy, is going to be the runner. Dante's going to be the thrower. Both are putting points on the board here. The run game for Muskegon has been good. They just put one in the end zone. Look for them to try to get a stop here. Dante hasn't been really stopped yet. You know, he's 15 of 18. He's been clicking offensively. So look for a stop here. If they can get that, they can give Muskegon a little bit of momentum that they need.
Velasquez about to send it away for Muskegon. Back in the state championship game for the first time since 2019, which for most schools is not that long ago. For Muskegon, 2 years, may as well be an eternity. Velasquez kicking it, and this one will roll out of bounds. On the first play of the game, Jameel Croft had a 95-yard kickoff return, so all told, a kick out of bounds is not the end of the world for Muskegon. Now let's get a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Returning AZ Plan lessees can order an F-150 today and lease it for $299 a month for 24 months. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Still a lot of time to go, Grant, in this third quarter. About 5 minutes left. Kings touched the ball once in this second half. and Muskegon found a way to stop him. So what is the attack plan? What is the game plan, you think, for both sides in this upcoming drive?
Yeah, if I'm King, I want to have a better drive than I just had, right? I just punted the ball coming out of half. You know, that's not what they probably had drawn up, right? They wanted to have a nice, long scoring drive, and Muskegon got the stop that they needed, stole a possession, got a score, made it a 14-point game, which is very, very reachable because both these teams can score on one play, right? It doesn't take much for these teams to get going, and then that was it. The momentum has shifted a little bit to Muskegon here, and if they can get a stop again, they can keep the ball rolling. But that's not easy with a guy in Dante Moore, so keep your eyes out and see if King has a drive that they need, and Muskegon might get a stop. Who knows?
Okay, so Muskegon's last kick went out of bounds, and King does have the option to make him kick it again. They're going to make him kick it again.
Yeah, talking with Coach Fairfield this week, you know, he said that the kicking game has been really good, but one of the things that the kicker had a little bit of trouble with this season was kicking it out of bounds. Like you said, that may have been a better option than kicking to Jameel Croft, but you know, it is a penalty. It does make it a little bit of a farther kick, so if they kick it deep here, Jameel might have an opportunity again for a return.
Where do they angle this kickoff? Velasquez sends it away. This is a great kick, and it ends up being a touchback. So King's decision to make him re-kick it backfired.
It did. It did. You lost a little bit of yardage there, but in their eyes, I think they wanted to try to get the ball in one of their playmakers' hands, but Muskegon does a good job, and they kick it right through the end zone and doesn't give anyone a chance to return it.
The last drive for Detroit King was haunted by miscommunication and defensive line pressure. Stanley Cunningham with a big sack for Muskegon, number 25. And now Moore brings the boys back in the field. A little bit of game pressure at their backs again here.
This will really tell us how this game's going to go here. If Muskegon get a stop, they got life. If King goes on the field and has another good drive, it's going to be tough.
Throw, far side caught. Get it to Jameel Croft and let the man work. He's across the 25. You know, the remarkable thing about Jameel Croft and all he's done for Detroit King this year, this was a man who focused on the defensive side of the ball last year for Ty Spencer. They put him back on offense this year, and he's doing things like this all year. 2 plays, 2 catches, first down King.
First down King, and they're switching it up a little bit, right? You know, they dropped back Dante. We're going to get a little look here of Jameel ISO. He's just on the outside. They're just running these screens. These are easy completions. They put the ball in the playmaker's hand, and he'll do the rest of the work.
Run, Anderson. A lot of room for Sterling Anderson. Juking his way into Muskegon territory.
He gets north and south, it's a scary sight. I wouldn't want to be the defender out there trying to tackle him, man. He's one cut and off to the next defender. So really good run here. You're going to see him just take it inside. He's going to be a little inside zone. They've been running that screen to the top, so defense is prepared for that, but they just run a little read option, give it to Sterling Anderson, and he does the rest of the work. He's been juking everyone all night. Tough kid to stop.
He's 5'8", 165, and that height and weight is such a benefit to him, to what you're talking about, the way he can juke and jitterbug. He almost can hide behind that line, and all of a sudden he's down the field.
Yeah, these linebackers are reading their keys, right? They're looking in the backfield. They see Dante go to hand it off, and then they lose Sterling for a second, and next thing you know, he's popped out behind you, and he's having a really good day. And it's tough, you know, especially when the running back's not as big or as tall. They can really hide behind those big linemen. So good job, good 3 plays there. Now, take us back here 2 plays ago when they ran the screen passes, right? The drive prior to that where they punted, they were trying to drop back and throw deep and hit receivers down the field. Coaches came in with themselves and said, you know what, we're going to hit easy screens, easy throws to get the ball on the edge, and it's been working off so far this drive.
Marion Glover, the man who just walked off the field for Muskegon. Senior, who the coaching staff for the Big Reds says is their best cover corner. Right back to that guy, Sterling Anderson, first down carry, make it another first down. C.J. Ivey had to make the tackle here. I think Anderson was still going to be running.
Yeah, and then Muskegon just showed a little double-edged pressure. They walked 2 guys up on the line of scrimmage outside those 4 interior linemen. So if you ran something outside, Muskegon had the answer for it. But nope, they ran it inside, and that's where they were weakest at, and that was a good pickup there.
Blink your eyes, and King is in business again. Anderson, not much this time. Leaned ahead, gained a yard. Good job at the Big Reds defense swarm into that football as Anderson ran left. Number 2, Julian Neely, one of the guys in there, along with Adrian Rankin, number 16. Anderson left. Sterling Anderson wrapped up. Hunter makes the tackle. Here's a 3rd down for Detroit King.
3rd down. Got one of the best quarterbacks in the nation on your side. You know, we haven't really seen it. He threw 2 screens earlier, but handing the ball off after that. I think they go to Dante here, and I think they try to find their matchup on the outside.
Four-year starter Dante Moore. The football cliche is it's like having a coach on the field.
Absolutely.
Play action, the roll, the pump. Dante Moore will run. 1st down, Dante Moore. Tracked down from behind by Princeton Blackman. Dante to his feet and keeping the drive alive.
So Dante's just going to roll it right here. He's trying to find his guy. He can't. He understands the situation, right? Don't throw it away. Don't make a bad play. Worse, just get the yards yourself, and he does a good job there picking it up. A little slow to get up there. That was a pretty good hard hit into the ground. But nonetheless, first and 10 from their 15, and they're still moving here.
15 yards on the run for Dante Moore. Known across the country for his ability to throw the ball, but as we've seen tonight, he can do that when called upon.
Absolutely, and that's something the coaches emphasized. They wanted to see him run a little bit more and use his feet when he had to, and he did it there.
Moore, long drop, corner throw, end zone, incomplete. Wanted Croft, but Neely step for step in coverage.
Really, really good play by Neely. King had the perfect play call on. That is a really good call, really good scheme. They had a guy from the slot receiver ran a flat route, and the cornerback's job is to take the first thing that comes outside, right? And then this next guy comes in, Croft came in, ran a corner route, and Neely was responsible for the first thing that comes inside. Does a fantastic job. A little bit of a earlier throw may have been a touchdown, but Neely finds a way to make a pass deflection there. Good job and saves the touchdown.
Dante Moore keeps again, and this time he is wrapped up in the open field. Dericchio Speech, the good-looking sophomore linebacker, wraps him up and makes it 3rd and long.
Yeah, really good job there. King went with a little bit of a read option with a guy coming across, a tight end coming across with the lead block, and they do a fantastic job here. This is Dericchio Speech here, excuse me. He's going to do a fantastic job of reading his keys. First guy comes to the ball, they tackle the ball, and Dericchio reads the quarterback. Great tackle, makes it a 3rd and 11 here, and this is where King doesn't want to live in.
More rolling, 3rd down long, throwing right side, man makes the catch. If he keeps his feet, it's a touchdown. Xavier Newsome did make the catch. That sets up 1st and goal.
Really like what King's calling here. You know, that throw he had to Jameel Croft in the end zone earlier, you know, it wasn't a touchdown, but it was a really good understanding of what Muskegon's doing here defensively. And this was a really good play, too. This was, you can't see the full picture here, but Xavier Newsome comes from the left side, the tight end, comes all the way, crosses, you know, Dante Moore rolls left, and Xavier's going right, and the defense wasn't ready for it.
King on the doorstep. Ooh, wow. Not going to score on this play. Henry Johnson met a big red wall. Adrian Rankin, the first man with a pop.
If you watch this next play, this is called a swarm to the football. Everyone comes in, everyone hit him at the same time. I think they heard it down at Tiger Stadium how loud that hit was. That was a fantastic job by the Muskegon Big Reds right there, and making this a 2nd down and 4 here. Really good, defensive stand here. They're not letting them get into the end zone quite so far, so they're trying to hold them out, trying to save these points. Good tackle, good pursuit to the football. Good play there by Muskegon.
Could be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Moore throws, pass, caught, tumble into the end zone. Croft scores, but check it, we got a flag.
Yeah, I think they're going to get 2 people not set, 2 people moving prior to the play.
I think Muskegon's going to accept the penalty.
We have illegal motion, 5-yard penalty. We will replay. 2nd down.
So you look to the top of the screen. You can't have 2 guys in motion at the same time, and one receiver tries to step back, and Jameel Croft's coming down the line of scrimmage, and just an illegal motion. And Muskegon Big Red gets saved there, or otherwise that was going to be a touchdown.
So now it's 2nd down and goal. Ball spotted at the 8. Moore fields the snap. Tries to evade pressure and throws the ball away. Again, Muskegon gets Dante Moore off his spot. Drummer, one of the men in there. He was trying to find Washington in the end zone, but he just didn't have the time.
Didn't have the time. You're going to see here they're going to be in pressure up the middle and on the outside. The line doesn't have enough people to block everyone, but Dante Moore does a good job of getting rid of the ball and not making it a longer 3rd down here. And everything's covered. They're playing inside out. First guy in, you take. First guy out, the other guy takes. So good job there, schematic-wise for Muskegon, and way to apply the pressure.
If Muskegon wants to come back and win, here's a money down. 3rd down goal. And another flag.
False start. King, 5-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
This drive's going in the wrong direction.
It is, and Dante is very, very, very good at what he does, and this is something he'll learn at the next level, right? As a QB, when you get to that line of scrimmage, whether there's a motion or not, you're supposed to take a second, look out to your left, look out to your right, make sure everyone's set, take a deep breath, and then hike the ball. He just kind of rushes it there, doesn't look to see if his receivers were set, and unfortunately they're going the wrong direction here again.
Now, they've shown a remarkable ability tonight to convert on 3rd down, specifically 3rd and long. But this is a big task. 3rd and goal from the 13.
And I'd look to Jameel Croft on some type of pass play here.
Moore off play action, directing the traffic, throwing to the end zone, jump ball, go get it, yes, touchdown, what a play, Oglesby. And Dante Moore tosses another one, his 3rd.
Man, can Dante keep a play alive or what? His first read was to the left, it wasn't there, rolls right, threw a scary ball, but when you got trust in your receivers and you know that guy's gonna go get it, fantastic job there by Jacoby Oglesby with the catch. Could have been an interception, but really, really good catch there by Jacoby.
All right, down the pipe for Terrence Moore, and the final play of the 3rd quarter, Oglesby. Just his 5th catch of the season, and it's his 2nd touchdown of the season. Dante Moore making plays that most human beings can't make. Off to the 4th quarter we go in the final football game, high school in Michigan in 2022. Muskegon got close. The defense started getting pressure. Price had a touchdown, but then King on 3rd and goal had the answer. Moore across his body. Most human beings can't make that throw. Tonight, Dante Moore plays inside Ford Field for the final time as a high school player. Will he be playing here someday as a professional? We'll have to wait and see. It's time for tonight's Menards Big Money Moment. When you can make throws like this, Grant, and you can impress the opposition like this, it's a joy to watch him work, huh?
It is. And I think Coach Fairfield gave him a little tap on the head as he finished his throw on the sideline. You'll see it right there, and that's just, game respects game. If you're a good player, you got to give props to Dante, and Coach Fairfield, probably is having headaches right now with Dante, trying to figure out how to stop him. But at the end of the day, it's a game of respect, and good on Fairfield there by giving him a little love.
There's only so much coaching you can do. The old phrase is, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. That's a heck of a Dante over there.
That is, and he hasn't been stopped yet tonight. Just when you think Muskegon gets a little bit of energy, Dante just takes it right from him, and he's having a really, really good game, and he's trying to go out on top.
3 more passing touchdowns tonight, 131 in his high school career. Yes, that is an MHSAA record. He's also second all-time in passing yards. He entered the night with just over 9,600 in his career. 5-star recruit, committed to Oregon. Bright days are ahead for Dante Moore. There's no doubt about that. Terrence Moore kicks. Muskegon, a chance for a return. This is Destin Piggy. Shifty returner, shifty part of the offense for Muskegon. He gets that ball across the 25-yard line. So here comes Mackay Guy back onto the field for Muskegon. He's run for a couple of touchdowns tonight. Had a 50-plus yard run on the last drive to put him in position for a Price touchdown. Similar question, Grant, to what I asked you earlier in this half. Muskegon runs a methodical offense. They can score quickly, but at what point do they have to kind of go against the grain and start doing some stuff they're not used to?
I think they got to start now. I think the urgency's on, and I think they're feeling the pressure. They're watching the clock wind down. They got to get something going here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they came out throwing it, trying to hit some chunk plays and save some time here for a comeback.
Give Price right into the teeth of the King D line, and they do a really good job of pushing him backward. Whole bunch of big bodies amidst the scrum. Willie Fletcher, one of the guys in there. A sophomore who has really risen throughout this year. Michigan's offered him. Oregon's offered him. Have a feeling a few more will be in his mail sometime.
Absolutely. Usually when you get the big one, they all come.
Do they still send offers via mail? You would know, not me.
They might do it electronically now. You never know.
Save a few trees. Guy wants to throw his first completion of the night. It's Destin Piggy. Touchdown. Well, if you're going to finally throw it, you may as well throw a touchdown. 71 yards, Guy to Piggy. And Muskegon refuses to quit.
Pay attention right here. This is going to be the guy that catches the ball, Destin Piggy. They do a really good job here. They run like a power pass, so it looks like it's a run, but Destin Piggy sees that he's open, and Mackay Guy finds him, and Destin Piggy does the rest. When you get Destin Piggy in the open field like that, just say goodbye, because you're not going to catch that guy. He is explosive, and we've been waiting to call his number tonight, and rightfully so, and at the right time.
Velasquez for the extra point, and it got blocked. Croft picks it up, but he doesn't have the chance to return it. So it's 42-27. Piggy, the track star in the spring, runs the 100 and the 200. Runs a 4.440, and he just showed off that speed to get Muskegon within 15. But a blocked extra point for King. Circle that, could be pivotal as we come down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Like Jameel Croft hasn't done enough tonight. He just added a blocked extra point to the resume. This special presentation of the MHSAA Football Finals on Bally Sports Detroit is brought to you by Feiger Law. Nobody knows the law like we do. Feiger Law. And by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Such a special weekend for all of us here at Bally Sports Detroit to be part of this ongoing tradition. This is our football weekend of the state of Michigan. The Lions on Thursday and the state football finals on Friday and Saturday. And I know a football fan to my right who's pretty happy about a certain college football game today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those guys got it done there in Columbus, and fantastic job and sorry to any Ohio State fans listening, but I bleed blue, and it was good to see that one.
You're allowed to be happy. You played for the team, for goodness sake, dude. A couple of those Donovan Edwards touchdown runs late in the game looked like the runs he was ripping off for the West Bloomfield Lakers back in the day, huh?
Looked just like it. Hit the gas and didn't stop.
Ramos Velasquez on the kick for Muskegon. Croft wants a chance to return, but this one goes into the end zone. Muskegon pulling out a trick that they haven't used tonight. How about a pass for a touchdown?
And that's a run action pass, right? Everyone reads run. They see the pulling guard. That's the key, right? They're going to read run when they see that guard trying to pull for the run, as they've been running all day. But they run a little of a run option pass there, or excuse me, a run action pass, and they find Destin Piggy at the right time.
So they're not going away. Big play after big play for both sides. This game started with a Jameel Croft 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And there have just been highlights after highlights ever since.
It's feeling like a little 7-on-7-ish, right? There's just scores left and right. Guys are getting it done. It's been an exciting game to watch.
Dante Moore back in the field. Anderson the back with him. He'll give it to Sterling Anderson, who got away from the first man, and he is hitting the turbo. Sterling Anderson, hello! 80 yards to the barn. Grant, Muskegon had this play in the backfield for a tackle for loss. And then Sterling Anderson hit some kind of accelerator.
Yeah, you got to contain these guys. And if it's a one-on-one with Sterling Anderson and then number 9 tried to make the tackle there, Mason Hunter, I'm going to take Sterling Anderson here. It's going to be right here. That's going to be Mason Hunter trying to make this tackle. But it's tough, right? Because he sees that it's a read option, so he's trying to get, play both of them. But Sterling Anderson does that jump cut, does that one step, and then he's gone to the house. And then Julian Neely, tried to take the right angle but couldn't get to him. Really, really, really good answer there by King, and that's heartbreaking. Those are a tough play to defend and play to see.
We've talked a lot about Dante Moore tonight with good reason, but Sterling Anderson is making us all take notice. 80 yards to the house, 10 runs tonight, 71 yards, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Decent little night of work. Detroit Martin Luther King trying to add another one to the mantle, trying to win their 6th ever state championship tonight, and their 2nd in as many years. They are on their way. Sterling Anderson just ran 80 yards to the end zone, and their 3-score lead is restored. Just under 11 minutes to go. Terrence Moore kicks. The man who just scored for Muskegon, Destin Piggy's got the ball. Can he make a little magic? Nope, didn't get to the 25. A lot of Crusaders in on the tackle. Wyndham, the first man to him. He's had a really nice night on special teams. Grant, in a game like this, obviously you focus on the team that is in position to win the state championship, and Detroit Kings had a heck of a night. But I think the way that Muskegon has played throughout this game, specifically in the second half, says so much about the makeup of this team, the leadership under Shane Fairfield, the program that's been built. These guys aren't going away. No matter what the score is, they're still fighting hard every single snap.
Yeah, and that says something about your culture and the way you just instill these lessons into these kids, right? We haven't seen one kid with bad posture or anything of that nature. So good on Muskegon for sticking in it.
Another pass to Piggy. Destin Piggy running to the outside, made the first man miss, and then felt like the entire King defense swallowed him. He didn't get the first down, but it's a good gain on the play. White and Dickerson on the tackle. He did get the first down. And to that point about Muskegon, this is a team that very easily could be back next year. This is a very young team. Yeah. You look at the offensive line, they lose 2 seniors, but Botello's a junior, Brooks is a junior, Wynn is a junior, Guy, the quarterback, a junior, Price, the running back, a junior. They're all coming back for more. Mackay guy wants a little more. He nearly broke it again. Dayon Johnson got him by the back of the shoe.
And like you said, the future's really bright for Muskegon. And we're going to take a look here at this play. They're just going to run a little Q power. The guard's going to pull. Number 78 is going to pull in purple and maroon there. He's going to get in there. And then Dayon Johnson just has a touchdown saving tackle, shoestring tackle, if you will. Good stop there.
Price Wrights flipped and got the first down. Late flag as well, far side of the field. Croft, the one who made the tackle. We'll get to hear from Ron Blevins again in a second. There must be a lot to sort out in this play.
Yeah, they're having a meeting there at midfield. Wonder what this call is going to be.
They're looking at the Kings sideline, asking Coach Spencer if he wants to take the penalty.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty. We're going to replay, second down.
Shane Fairfield's a little confused.
Yeah, he's gazing on, wondering who held and who committed that penalty.
Ty Spencer has done a remarkable job continuing the legacy at Detroit King High School. He's just the third coach they've had since 1974. And with the success they've had, why mess with the winning formula? Throw, Price, catch, down the sideline. Late in the game, Muskegon throwing the ball with a lot of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're just going to hit Jake Price out of the backfield. I'm kind of shocked they haven't gotten more, shown more of this. This is really, really good from them. These two guys here at the line of scrimmage are going to run this way and then run it. And then they're just going to run the number 20, Jake Price, out of the backfield. And it's basically a pick play, right? You're taught to go inside and try to make contact as you're making your way through your route. Fantastic execution, really good ball, good placement. Hits him in stride, and that's a big first down.
On the move again, Price. Wrangled down initially by Kenny Merriweather, and then a few more King Crusaders came to get him. Number 50 in white, black, and gold is a good-looking player. 6'3", 235-pound senior, future Iowa Hawkeye. He had a pick six in that state title win over DeWitt last year. That game had a few less points than this one. It was 25-21. Mackay Guy met by that man again. Merriweather the tackle for loss. Kenny Merriweather entered tonight with 12 sacks on the season, and he has made a living in that backfield last two plays.
Yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with. Iowa's getting a good one, and Kenny Merriweather, really good player. Also plays some tight end too. Can catch the ball. A really athletic kid.
Third and long. Guy stepping up and brought down from behind. On a night where the offense has reigned, Samuel Washington has made a name for himself on defense.
Yeah, he's been showing up all night, making some really, really, really good tackles. And you're going to see here in the replay that Mackay Guy is just waiting for his guy to get open, holds the ball a little bit too long. Sam's coming from the top of the screen, comes inside and just hawks him down. Mackay Guy's getting ready to throw it, but Sam Washington just beat him to it.
He's the leading tackler tonight in the game. 9 tackles for King and 2 tackles for loss. Fourth down long for Muskegon. Guy stepping up and throwing incomplete. Tried to hit Price, and he was crunched by Dwayne Dickerson. And Muskegon sideline does not like what happened on the last play.
No. And you're going to see here that Kai guy's going to give his guy an opportunity here, but Dickerson just beats him to it and gives him a nice big hit. I think he met him right there, right on time. I don't think it was early. I think that was a bang play, and good awareness there by Dickerson to catch the running back out of the backfield that time and not let him catch the ball up the sideline.
If you like points, congratulations. You picked the right football game to watch on a busy football Saturday night on Thanksgiving weekend. We knew Dante Moore would play well, and he has. He's accounted for 3 touchdowns tonight. Sterling Anderson, who scored 6 last week, has 2 tonight. Croft had that 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to start the game. Price, Piggy, and Guy on the other side have had their moments as well. Defensive coaches are not liking watching this game. Offensive coaches across Michigan are going, this is outstanding. I love it.
This is a defensive coach's worst nightmare, and this is an offensive coach's dream. Points. There hasn't been too many possessions when there's not a touchdown drive. This has been exciting to watch. Just an electric atmosphere. People running around making huge plays, and what you can't ask for a bigger stage and a better time to do it than here at Ford Field in the Division III state championship.
Our final game of the weekend. While we have the second here, shout out to our entire crew on and off air that has been working hard all weekend long. You wake up and watch the ball game starting at 10 in the morning. Everybody is here a long time before that and a long time after. Shout out to everyone who's been working hard behind the scenes all weekend long. This is quite the undertaking, and we appreciate your hard work more than you'll ever know. Grant and I have the easy job. We just show up and talk for a couple of hours. Here's Anderson. He scored on his last touch. He may score again here. Nope, he's going out of bounds. Sterling Anderson, when he gets in the open field, every time he touches the ball, you think he's going to the end zone.
Man, and they're just going to run a little inside zone here to Sterling Anderson. He makes a great cut, gets north and south. And he does a fantastic job of getting north and south, and once he sees that he can get to the outside, he'll plant that foot in the ground and really start digging. And as soon as he gets in that hole, he is just on to the next level, and then you're hoping that the safeties can tackle him and can contain him, but that really hasn't been the case today. He's having one heck of a day.
Give here, and that's not going anywhere. They gave it to Henry Johnson, and Stanley Cunningham made another nice defensive play.
Yeah, that's a name that we've been calling a lot tonight. He's been having a really good game. He's been hustling off the edge, doing a fantastic job. You're going to see Stanley Cunningham here at the bottom of the screen. Just hawk it down, right? He just takes the QB. That's his guy. Or excuse me, he takes the running back, does a good job of tackling it. Dante would have pulled that. He might have had something there, but good job there by Stanley Cunningham on the tackle.
Another junior, another returner next year. Dante Moore keeps this time, and Adrian Rankin made the tackle, a sophomore.
And Adrian Rankin is one of their hardest hitters. You cut on the tape, this guy is just running through people. I think we talked to Coach this week, and he said that he's hurt a couple of their own players playing so hard. He plays with a reckless abandonment. He's a really good player. You're just going to see here he's sitting outside waiting for Dante to pull it. Great tackle. Grabs those legs and does a little flip with them. Good play and way to stay home, right? The last time, the running back kept it. That time, Dante kept it, and they were ready for it on that time.
Third down for King. They have made a living on this down tonight. Pass caught. Catch made by Oglesby, who has a touchdown tonight. And Detroit King again. Put him in third down and long in every time, I suppose, because they keep converting.
When you got a quarterback like Dante that can recognize coverage, right? They went to a man coverage there, and then he trusts his receivers, right? It's just you versus me. Puts a good ball on him, ran a great curl route, got some good separation, caught the ball, converted. They're still driving. What's new?
Clip this game up and just send it to places. A clinic offensively tonight. This time Anderson was met by a bunch of big reds. Princeton Blackman, the first man there. We keep talking about the guys returning from Muskegon next year, but let's give a little love to number 4, Princeton Blackman, and number 12, Kingston Blackman. They are twins playing their final ever football game for Muskegon tonight. They have both had outstanding careers. A huge reason why Muskegon is here, Princeton Blackman, a few games into the year, held a team meeting and said, guys, we're not working hard enough. We need more film study. We need to put in more hours. And while proof's in the pudding, they made the state title game.
Yeah, and that just goes to show how important a piece they are to this team, right? Just taking ownership and trying to own it and lead your team. Good job on them.
Sterling Anderson is still going. Speech and Blackman finally make the tackle. I think it may be physically impossible to get Sterling Anderson down on first contact.
And I think he took a halftime bath in some wax there. He is just slipping off guys, and he won't be brought down. He's running hard, and he's showing for it. He's doing a really good job of getting to that second level and just making these runs. Just man, it's just breaking backs out there. So good job by King. They're putting a good drive here and really chewing at this clock.
Princeton Blackman is down, helped to make the tackle on the last play. Shane Fairfield coming out to check on his senior captain. By the way, while we have a second, you ready for Sterling Anderson's rushing numbers tonight?
I don't know if I am.
I'm going to give it to you anyway. 13 runs, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's running for 16 yards a play.
That's winning football. That's winning football. If you were to tell me that those were going to be his stats before this game started, I would have been like, whoa, is there going to be a defense playing today? But great job on them. And it kind of starts up front. No, it doesn't kind of. It does start up front. And these linemen for King are doing a fantastic job. Calhoun and Stevens and Courtney and Bradley Lewis and Wheeler and Merriweather. Really good job by them getting that push up front. And they're doing a fantastic job. And they're allowing those guys to get up to the second level to make these plays. And they're getting closer and closer to a state title here.
That man has made Ford Field his office tonight. Dante Moore, end zone shot, touchdown. Jameel Croft. Touchdown number 3 on the night, and maybe the final passing touchdown in one of the finest high school football careers the state of Michigan has ever seen.
You can't get much past Dante. We're going to check it out here. As soon as this guy goes in motion and he sees the guy running with him, he knows it's man coverage. And who else to go to besides than Croft? He's been hitting him all night. He hit some late here. He knows he's going to win across his face. Ran a nice little slant post route across the defender's face. Dante put a ball on him that the defender couldn't touch, and the result was a touchdown. And does that sound new? There's been a lot of touchdowns tonight and a lot of good throws by Dante. Good end of the drive there.
Dante Moore tonight, 21 of 26, 275 yards and 4 touchdowns. They say you're only as good as your first impression. His last impression is awe-inspiring. This man may be playing here on Sundays in the not-too-distant future. Detroit King count down another state title. It's time for tonight's Player of the Game, brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Dante Moore is going out the only way he possibly could, Grant. This is another virtuoso performance.
Yeah, only 5 missed throws, 21 of 26, 275 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's trying to make a statement not only here in Detroit, but nationally. And I think he's going to gain a few people's ears and eyes, right? He's heading to Oregon next year, but he said, you know what, I got one more stop, one more thing to finish, and he's putting an exclamation mark on it tonight.
And he's headed out west in a few weeks, and he admitted this week, I'm trying to live in the moment. I'm trying to enjoy this because I'm excited for the next chapter, but my life's about to change. And this is a guy who, at any point in his high school career, could have gone and played at one of these awesome prep academies that you all hear of, but he made a point. No, this is my home. These are my roots, and wherever I go in the future, I want it to say Detroit King.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He knows his roots, and you got to respect his decision to stay and help his community, his city, and his team and his school bring back another state title.
Another return for Piggy, and he is tackled on special teams by Josh Rogers. And that's what we open the broadcast talking about. You can see the skill. anyone who is watching their first ever football game can probably go, this guy's pretty good. But what makes him a great human being and someone who will be a leader in life and for football teams for years to come is that makeup mentally that you've been talking about all night.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Dante for a while. He used to always be up in Ann Arbor when I was going to school at Michigan. He'd be working with Devin Gardner. And from just a young kid to seeing him now, the growth and the humility, it's just been it's been amazing, and rightfully earned and rightfully deserved. Good on him, and he's sending his team out the right way, and he's doing it in an explosive manner.
Mackay Guy has that Muskegon offense back on the field. They'll pitch it to Price. Got a good block on the right side. Lowered his shoulder and got up near the 35. Dickerson on the tackle. And I think this is a night, Grant, where both programs, look, you lose the state title, Muskegon's not happy. But we've been talking about all the pieces that are coming back. We very easily could be calling them the state championship game again next year. And Detroit King gets to send out not just Dante Moore, but Jameel Croft, Sterling Anderson, all those great players out on the way that they would want to send them out.
Absolutely. And, like you said, they're a young team, and they got a lot of guys coming back, and this King team is sending off a lot of these playmakers to the next level. So who's to say that this isn't a rematch, and who's to say next year when Dante and Jameel aren't here, who's to say it can't go Muskegon's way next year if they do make it back. But you just want to see them all play hard. I think Muskegon's going to try to get some guys in here that haven't played as much, just to kind of get on that field and feel what this moment's like. That's you should want to see them go out strong and not give up just yet.
Got a third down here. Pitch left. And Price, as he tried to cut it up, lost his footing. Didn't blow the whistle for a while. They finally do. It's fourth down. Over 500 total yards of offense for King tonight. Muskegon has been no slouch themselves. A whole bunch in their back pocket as well. But tonight belongs to the Crusaders. We're about to bring another trophy back home on the short trip back home right after the ball game.
They could walk it back home. They're so close.
It's kind of cold now. Maybe drive. Here's a give and a first down carry for Muskegon. Price goes up the middle, and he's up near the 40-yard line. While we've got a second here, this is our final MHSAA broadcast of the year. We will have the Legacy game tomorrow. Hope you can watch that at noon. Matt Shepard and Devin Gardner will have the call. But while we have a second here, I want to just recognize everyone who's been working on and off air on our broadcasts. As you know, Grant, they started in the sweltering heat at Wayne State in late August, and now they finish here tonight at Ford Field. This is a pitch to Destin Piggy, and he's tackled in the open field. Apparently not. He's still going, and it turns into a pretty good play. As for the guys who've been calling play-by-play all year, it's been yours truly, Dan Dickerson, Matt Shepard this weekend, Johnny Kane throughout the year as well. The guy to my right, Grant Perry, has been on the color analysis along with Rob Rubik, Justin Sassante. John Wangler was with us this weekend. Devin Gardner was with us first weekend of the year. Our intrepid sideline reporter, Natalie Kerwin, who hasn't been with us the last couple of weeks. She's been covering the Pistons on the West Coast, but Natalie's been telling great stories all year. Always appreciate her hard work and dedication to high school football. Muskegon try on the left side. This is the first carry of the game for Michael Piggy, Destin's cousin, and he's tackled in the open field. We can talk about all of us who have been talking on air all we want, but frankly, we are not nearly as good as the people behind the scenes make us look. Brian Henry has been our fearless leader behind the scenes all year. Chris Wazalewski has been producing today's game, and he's been with us all year as well. Max Hinson, Mark Isofano among our directors. It's a treat for you and I to be part of such a great team. Mike Odino has been part of it as well. And it's something that is such a passion for all of us at Bally Sports Detroit. So many people within the company, of course you and I included, who love high school football. Guy takes a shot down the field that is incomplete. Muskegon wanted a flag, and they're not going to get it. It's such a passion for so many, and to tell the story of not just great football games, right, but great people, great communities across our state So many people think of Michigan as just Detroit. It's not. It is a great and glorious state all the way up to the upper regions of the UP, and to have the chance to highlight so many great people and communities, it's really a treat for all of us.
It is. It is. And like you said, we get the easy part, right? We get to talk about the kids. We get to watch them throw passes. We get to study and learn a little bit about their schools. But there's so much more done behind the scenes. And just a big shout out to everyone involved, everyone that isn't talking on the mic or isn't in the spotlight. But it has been a pleasure. You learn so much about these teams when you dissect them, and you learn about their culture and their philosophies, and you learn some really, really cool stories. And it's been a pleasure. And what a night to cap it off.
Yep. One more carry for Mackay Guy, and this time Detroit King doesn't allow him to do what he's done much of the night. Wrapped up in the open field. This will be a change of possession. And one final time for Detroit King to touch the football. Ty Spencer, the coach for Detroit King, somehow it feels like he gets lost in the shuffle across the state of Michigan. This man needs to be at the front of the table in terms of coaches. He is about to win another state championship. Just imagine the pressure for him. He's only the third coach that Detroit King has had in half a century. But year after year, they're here, and year after year, they're winning.
Yeah, and I bet they hope that he's going to be the coach for the next 20, 30 years, right? He has built something so special there. All they know is winning. 74-17 with the Crusaders. He just does a fantastic job with those kids. And talking to him during the week, he's a really, really fascinating guy. He tells some really good insight on his team, and he's a guy that I would want to play for, right? He's a coach that instills the right things into his players. Has them play the game the right way. They play with the respect, and they play really, really well too. Really, really good team over there for Martin Luther King, and props to Coach Tyrone Spencer. And the rest of his staff, of course, he doesn't do it alone, so all the guys that are behind the scenes on his end, props to them as well.
Couple final snaps for Dante Moore. It's sinking in now. His high school career is done. Bigger and better things are ahead, but for right now, what he was saying, I'm going to soak in this moment.
Absolutely. He's just probably looking up at the scoreboard, trying to, looking at his jersey. When you have these last moments on these big stages, you just try to take it all in. You look to the crowd, you try to see what they're looking like, and you look to your team, and you just can't wait to embrace everyone and go celebrate in that locker room. And, these are moments that everyone on this field will remember for the rest of their life.
One final knee. And that sideline is ready to celebrate. One of the finest high school football programs in the Midwest has done it again. State champs in back-to-back years. They're fifth in the last 9 seasons. And Dante Moore goes out the only way he could. The Crusaders of Detroit, Martin Luther King, kings of the state again. Had a target on their back all year long. The defending champs stared everybody down, stared down a darn good team tonight, and got the job done. Dante Moore standing by. One of the best young quarterbacks in America. Dante, congratulations, my friend. So much fun to watch you work tonight. Entering this game and this final challenge in your high school career, what was your mindset?
Really, I remember my freshman year, we played Muskegon. Karen Martinez and Muskegon, they really did their thing and beat us at home. And I just knew for that feeling that I was going to see them again through the rest of my years. And today we got the chance to play them again. I knew I had to show no mercy, no regrets, and come out here and dominate. But it's been a long ride. Like I said, whatever my future holds for me, I'm just blessed to be where I'm at with my teammates and going back-to-back state champions.
Dante, Grant Perry here, brother. Good to see you go out on a high note. These big games the night prior, you try to envision what's going to occur on the field. Is this what you envisioned? Did you envision 4 touchdowns, way over 80% completion percentage and, nearly 300 yards? Is this what you saw last night?
It was 4. I thought it was 5. We got.
One of them was a lateral. You threw it behind the line of scrimmage, so technically it's a run.
But hey, 5 touchdowns. I got 5 touchdowns.
There you go.
But like I said, it was just a true blessing to be out here with my teammates. Like I said, a lot of my teammates out here was real young. You know, we have number 59. He's a 14-year-old playing tackle, and we really had a lot of missing guys, but we really stepped up all year to be the best we can be. And I'm just proud of these guys, and they all looked up to the seniors, and we was some great leaders through the rest of the year. So just proud of these guys. I'm just blessed to be where I'm at right now.
Dante, one more for you, my friend. 135 passing touchdowns in your high school career. You go out with back-to-back state championships.
Right.
How do you want to be remembered as the quarterback at Detroit King High School?
I just want to be remembered as a guy that gives back. Like I said, throughout a lot of accolades I've won through my life, being in high school, I'm just really proud to be out here with my guys. Like I said, a lot of times it was real struggles in my life, and I'm just proud to be where I'm at. So forget the accolades, forget the passing yards, forget the stats. I'm just proud to be a King Crusader.
Dante, appreciate you, man. Congratulations. Best of luck going forward. We'll be watching.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Dante Moore wrapping up his career with a masterful performance. Only 4 touchdowns. The man still wanted one more, like he didn't have enough, you know what I mean?
If that doesn't tell you what kind of the kid he is, he's just a really good kid all around. You could just hear it, man. He just is a very humble kid. Was shouting out his other players, and giving them some accolades as well. But a good competitor doesn't forget the stats they had. So good on him, and he is the ultimate competitor. Wish him nothing but the best at the next level.
That's a hug Dante Moore will remember forever. The final score from the Division III state championship game, the final high school game in the state of Michigan this fall. Detroit King goes back-to-back and takes down Muskegon 56-27. For Grant Perry, Chris Wazalewski, Mark Isofano, and our entire Bally Sports Detroit crew, Evan Stockton saying thanks for joining us not only tonight, but all year long for the MHSAA Football Finals and Football Fridays. 8 games in 2 days. It's a special time for high school football, and we are honored to bring it to you here on Bally Sports Detroit. Join us for the Legacy All-Star Game tomorrow at noon, and have an outstanding rest of your Saturday night.